This is accurate. All right. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. Hat crooked, hot in this bitch. I hope y'all having a wonderful evening, man. As y'all can see, I got a special guest in the den. You know what I'm saying? Special friend in the den with us this evening. Who we got joining us tonight, man?
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Man up here coming at you all, with a little bit of knowledge. Y'all seen the topic on in the thumbnail? Like I always say, let's talk about it.
Already. Give me one second. Let me fix this little piece of something, and then we're gonna be ready to roll. Boot this over here. Okay, we good. And yeah, man. So we're gonna talk about knowing your self worth. All right, there we go. We good. Yeah, we straight. All right, we're gonna talk about knowing your self worth tonight. And again, if y'all don't know, here's all the proper ways that you can reach the channel. Let me slide those out there real quick, like to y'all. In any of the social medias, everything Den Show Live is, Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, or Instagram. Just look up Den Show Live. It'll get you there where you need to be. If you ever want to tell a friend about the Den, tell them to go to thedenshow.com. If you want to catch it live, tell them to go to thedenshow.com/live. If you want to support, one-time donation to the channel, you can go to streamlabs.com/the Den Show. And all love is appreciated. Hey, I got plenty of doorknobs that I need to buy. So hey, look, ain't no donation too small. I don't care what the motherfuckers talking about. Hey, look, I'm trying to start a doorknob collection when it come down to it. Patreon.com if you want to make a monthly pledge to the channel, man. Again, like I say, all love is appreciated. Patreon.com/Den. So it has multiple tiers and rewards if you want to go the monthly pledge route. Showing that monthly support is greatly appreciated. But all support is greatly appreciated. Even if you just tell a friend about the Den, if hey, share the link with your mama. Like I say, it's all good. But let's get into the conversation. Y'all know last night was one of the more interesting nights in the Den, but it had me thinking, there's a lesson in everything. Everything that you do, there is a lesson. Even if you don't always come out on the best side of it, you can always look back on it and what is the lesson from this experience that I've had and, try to find a way to capitalize on it. And so I was thinking last night about opinions. I was thinking last night about self-worth. You know what I mean? And I was just like, and there's nothing wrong with having a high self-worth. There's something wrong with having a low self-worth. Now, when you don't realize or you maybe overvalue certain things, it can become problematic. But, I think that's only in rare situations. And so, like I said, we're going to talk about it. But before we get into that, I got to talk about the most important thing happening in the mix, and that is you, the friends in the Den. I appreciate you all. Let me see, Clayton, Craig Baker, what's the motherfucking deal? Man K Sports, a.k.a. Man Up, holding down the chat and the motherfucking stream. That's that double duty. Appreciate that love. Ferocious, what's the motherfucking deal? Miss Bell, Southern Style, always good to see you. What's the motherfucking deal? A.B., what's the motherfucking deal? Beyond a funny nigga, always good to see you, man. Heidi, there's Heidi. Well, there's that. Kahau MC Wise, Heidi, what's the motherfucking deal? It's all good. Diane Jackson, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad you could join us this evening. Let me see. Hey, man, if I missed you, I ain't did you. 335, what's the motherfucking deal? Trill Monger, what's the motherfucking deal? Hey, salute to all y'all. Appreciate everybody who could join us this evening. So let's talk about it, man. So, again, it was, like I said, a little small, slight situation. It just had me thinking, and some of y'all were here for it, and I was just like, man, what is really going on? And like I say, after it was all said and done, and I just had some time to myself, I was like, hey, you got to have a certain level of self-importance, and there's nothing wrong with that, because there's so many people who go through the days, and especially in this generation, they talk about this is supposed to be the most depressed generation, which to some of us who are a little bit older, it sounds odd because there's so much opportunity, so much technology, so much convenience, so much just everything in abundance as compared to what was when we were younger. It's not saying that, there have been resources and things that were in abundance when we were younger, but it's just the convenience of life these days is so much different than it used to be. And, but people, like you say, are more depressed than ever. People are more, they have more low self-esteem than ever. And you just kind of wonder, you're like, well, what is going on? And I think it comes down to value and self-worth. Now, something we talk about often is social media and the impact that it can have on other people's self worth. I don't know if you were here the other day. We were talking about. I was talking about that Snapchat, and when I was saying that Snapchat is evil because it does all these filters, it does all this stuff, and it impacts how people think about themselves. And now there are a lot of people, men included, not just women, who can't even take regular pictures anymore because the Snapchat has these filters that's supposed to beautify you or clear up your skin or do all this stuff. And so in their minds, this is how they put themselves out there, and they feel like this device or this filter is making them look better. So they don't even want to send out pictures without it. Now, they've lowered their self worth because they don't even value how they really look. They don't value the real them. You have the photoshoppers. We talked about the Instagram. There was a video from H3 Productions, and he was just talking about Photoshop versus real life, and he was showing pictures that people put on Instagram, and then he compared it to, he had actual behind the scenes footage of those same photo shoots, and the people look, I mean, they don't look nothing like the fucking pictures. You could see a slight resemblance. Again, self-worth, because you're putting this false image out there. It's not really you. You're the base model image for it, but then there's so much additional configuration being done to it. It's not really you. How, and I think this is something we've kind of slightly discussed before, but I think not in this quite in this aspect. How do you think like these social medias that are based around image, that are based around, other people's opinions with the likes and the loves and the shares and all this other stuff. How much do you think that is impacting? Let's kind of start with the youth, the younger generation. How much of that is impacting this younger generation when it comes to their knowing their self-worth?
Well, I think this here, man, you got to know your self-worth. Everybody's not going to like who you are as a person, male or female. Mm-hmm. And I think that, there's always somebody out there for everybody. Mm-hmm. And what I'm basically saying is, I remember back in the day, if you met somebody over the phone, you got to know them, you gave them your address and stuff like that. Heidi said my volume is low. Honcho volume.
Let me see. What turn you up there? Turn you up there. How about now?
All right. Can y'all hear me? All right. Can y'all hear me? You remember back in the day when we were kids, if you met somebody on the phone and you wanted to meet up, you gave them your address, they sent you pictures and stuff like that in the mail. They will send you fake pictures of themselves. Yeah. So put it like that, making you think it's that person that you're talking to. Mm-hmm. Until you finally meet them, you be like, what the hell? I think, man, look here, this is me personally. I know like that, you either like me, don't like me. You think I'm good looking, you think I'm ugly. You think I'm sexy, you think I'm weird motherfucker. It don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm not going to be appealing to everybody. Nobody's appealing to everybody. I don't care who you. So I think when it comes to like the youth, I think that they need to take a step back, because what you're basically doing is creating an atmosphere or a lie or anything like that. Somebody really gets to you, they're gonna feel like you lied to them in the beginning, that your relationship or your friendship or whatever is all based on a lie. It's not. We had this conversation 20 times before, and I say it all the time. It's like, if somebody's gonna like you, they're gonna like you. See everything good in you, nothing bad. So at the end of the day, I put it like this here with the youth. You brought on social media. I didn't even know they do that stuff on what you said, Snapchat or Instagram, whatever you said. Okay. Yeah, it's just that the fact that I can't see myself doing that, because I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. You know what I'm saying? I think Brandon said it takes time with the audio. They did not hear me.
Hearing it on my end, that's why I say I tried to mute myself to see if it was kind of cutting in there. Let me see.
Yeah, but I feel like this, man. Don't be fake it for me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't look like guys, if you don't look like Denzel, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. But then also too, ladies, if you don't look like Beyonce or any of these other ladies, that's cool. Be you. You're not gonna be them. You're not gonna be all those people. Only thing that you're gonna end up doing is making the person mad about who you said you are and who you're not. And when they find out who you really are, they're gonna be upset about it because they in their head, this is what they got, this is what they want, and stuff like that. And you're not it. A person's a person's gonna love you and want you for who you are. Plain and simple.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Makes me think of the Friday line. So you say she looked like Janet Jackson. Got out the car looking like Freddie Jackson. Uh, Edwin Shannon, what's the motherfucking deal? Cassie, what's the motherfucking deal? Everybody but Kenneth, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Sean, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see if I look. Let me make sure I ain't missing nobody. It's all love. Kenneth has to go back. See, Kenneth, you was rooting for whoever there was last night. Now you got to go back to being a punching bag. See, somebody had substituted your spot, and now we got to bully you again. We got to cyber bully you again. Don't call your lawyer though. We don't want no problems. I ain't gonna let that die for a couple of days. I don't care what y'all say. I'm gonna be petty Eddie for a little bit. But I agree with you though. And I agree. I mean, it's been happening for a long time because now there's so many more ways of verifying images and who you are and what you look like. But people still fall for it. Sometimes I think people want to fall for it because they want to feel like, maybe I'm on this level, and somebody who is, what they say is a higher class or just out of my league. That's the term. But they say it was out of your league would be interesting. So now I think some people just subconsciously want to fall for catfishing and stuff like that. But I want to get back to the impact that it has on the person themselves. Like, you're undermining yourself because the comparison that you're making. I think a lot with these youth and these kids, they're comparing themselves to these women who are getting all these likes, and usually it's some big ass, big breast, her face has this contour to it, and she got a slim waist, big hips, whatever you want to call it. But they're falling in love with Photoshop. They're falling in love with this fraudulence. They're thinking that they have to be this standard of falseness to be worth something. And again, that makes them look at themselves and I'll never be this, I'll never be. The person that they're trying to be ain't even that. If you go and you look at some of these Kardashian photos, if you look at some of these, like I say, what they call them Instagram models or whatever, they don't look like what they say they look like. You got to use the dirty room measurement. If their room filthy and it's dirty, it ain't in. If all their pictures are in shitty locations, they ain't got no money for all that Photoshop. So that's what they really look like. But the ones who in Dubai and doing all this other shit, them motherfuckers are. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not what that is, man. It's really, they're selling these dreams, and to me, like I say, it's the youth that have the biggest. It's the biggest impact on, because they're trying to live up to a standard that nobody's really living up to, or the people who are. It's very few and far between. The people who are putting themselves out there like that generally aren't living up to those standards. But then let's kind of get away from the social media aspect of it, though.
Okay.
Self-worth is important in life to achieve things that you want to achieve because we all have that inner dialogue. We have those inner monologues from time to time when we go out and we do something, especially if you're trying something new. You're going to measure yourself, you're going to rate yourself, you're going to say, okay, well, am I good enough to do this, or what could happen, what could go wrong, what could go right, and you kind of weigh the pros and cons. But I think now you have so many people when you don't. I think what's necessary is that when you're young, that's why I believe in young kids kind of going through it. And what I mean by that is having bad experiences as a child, not terrible life altering experience, but I'm saying, taking losses as far as in games or, falling and bumping and hurting themselves and recovering or trying to do something difficult athletically. Because once they realize that, hey, you can overcome that, and you got to have some guidance to help them get them through it too. Though I think that helps them they realize that, hey, I can take these risks and these challenges as I get a little bit older and know that I can overcome it if, it doesn't go all the way that I want to. I know that I can be resilient. I know that I can bounce back. I know that I can continue to achieve. But now we live in what I say is the daycare age where parents and even people, you look on the internet, it's always the highlights. They never show anybody's failures. So people look at that again too. Well, this person always does everything perfect. If I mess up on my first try, I'm not good enough. Or you have the parents who want to protect their kids from any type of bad feeling because, oh, I just love my child. And I don't ever want them to be upset. The world, and I've said this a lot, the world don't give a fuck about your kids. And you as a parent are supposed to, we've seen that with too many stories where some parents don't even give a fuck about their kids, and that's terrible. But, you have to give your child the ability, the guidance. Today the little one had a soccer game, and the team that they played against was way better. I mean, it was the worst loss like I've seen since the little 3 seasons or so that she's been playing. They do like fall, spring, summer, whatever. Like every season they have a season, and I think this is her third season, and they got their asses blasted. And I'm not laughing, but I found it was great because what happened was, a couple of weeks ago I told you about how I got on her because all she wanted to do was play goalie, and her team was doing good that game, so she really didn't do nothing. She stayed there. The coach asked if she wanted to come out. She was like, "No, I'm gonna stay at goalie." So, I'm like, I got on her about that because I'm like, look, all the kids on your team out there running back and forth all game, and you just sat in that goal talking to the little coach or ref, whoever's on the back by the goal. So you weren't even really paying too much attention. So you were lazy. You basically did nothing. That you didn't, you had an opportunity to get out there and help contribute to the team. Well, today she got back in that goal again, and they start rolling their. I'm talking about that. They had a little dude, and he was just too good to be out there. He needs to be in a more competitive league. And when I'm talking about, he's doing all kind of fancy shit. I wouldn't even want to go up against. He'd probably break my old ass down. But he scored 3 or 4 goals on her, and she ran off the field crying. Middle of the game. And so, mom was finna get up there. I said, "Nah, sit down." I went over there and I got on her. I was highly upset with her. I was like, "Hey, look, I have no problem with you doing your best and not being successful because sometimes it's just going to be people who work harder, train harder. They're going to be better than you. That should motivate you to want to be better, But what I will not accept from you is getting in your feelings and running off the field crying and leaving your teammates out there." Stranded basically because you upset. So I'm like, that's selfish. I say, look, we gonna have a problem with that. I told her I was very disappointed about that. I say, I'm not disappointed about you getting scored on. I can live with that if I know that you're trying your hardest. Because something happened a couple of weeks ago. She ended up getting scored on. She usually does pretty good, but she got did bad today. And so I just kind of turned it into a learning experience, And I think in the end she kind of realized she felt better about it, and she understands her role and why she shouldn't do that. And when you're playing a team game, it's not about just you. But I think, to me personally, I feel like it helped her understand some self-worth. It's not that you're losing worth because you get scored on, but you being out there and then you learning that you can become better. I think you got to have those bad experiences to know that life ain't gonna be peachy keen. And guess what? You're gonna live to fight again another day. You're gonna live to try again another day, and you know that you need to try harder. You can understand that you need to work harder to get to a certain level. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about as far as giving these children tough experiences. But what do you think about, how society treats kids today, and most of these parents are treating their kids like friends and, just trying to make everything pillow cloud soft for them so they never bump their heads? I mean, do you think that's an issue that we face a lot today and that has an impact on what's going on?
I think so, man, because let me give you kind of a story that I did with my daughter today. I woke up today, I work nights, so I kind of sleep a little bit during the day as well. I woke up around like 11, 12 o'clock. And my daughter was downstairs watching TV in the living room. So I go downstairs. I say, "Are you hungry?" Blah, blah, blah. She didn't know. She just had a snack. So I started messing with her. Kids, our kids just mess with you. Just a tradition that ain't going to never stop. I started teasing my little girl. I said, "You finna grade because school finna be out next week for her." So I said, "You finna grade go to summer school." She said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, you got summer school. You didn't do good in school. I was just messing with her."
Yeah.
She said, "Dad, no, I did everything I was supposed to do." I said, "It wasn't enough. You gotta go to summer school." She got emotional.
Yeah.
I was just looking at her. I was like, "Seriously?"
Yeah.
But I said, "You know what? I'm gonna keep this going. I'm gonna keep this going because I'm gonna teach her a lesson." And I said, "Hey, you crying ain't gonna help nothing. So what you crying for? You still gotta go." So I went back up in my room, start straightening up a little bit. Then here she come. Dad, I want to talk to you. I said, what you want to talk about? Are you serious that I gotta go to summer school? I say, what are you crying for? Whether you gotta go or not, crying ain't gonna help it.
No, not at all.
At the end of the day, crying it makes things worse. I said, what are you gonna do if somebody start teasing you? Gonna break down and start crying? That's just gonna show you weak, and then people gonna keep messing with you more and more. And she's like, okay, I understand. Then I started messing with her again. I got a phone call, but I pretended like it was the teacher. And I walked downstairs, and I was on the phone, and I was like, okay, hold on, let me talk to her real quick. I say, this is your teacher. What did you do at school yesterday? Blah blah blah, and all that stuff. She said, I didn't do nothing. So she didn't start crying or nothing. She just ignored me and started watching TV. Now I was like, okay, she got the point. So I was like, all that crying ain't gonna mean nothing. Now, my point in saying this here is that look, at the end of the day, you got to teach your kids their worth, their value. All we're basically doing is just trying to teach her how to keep her emotions in check. Now, I know my daughter's only 9 years old, but you got to teach them while they're young.
Exactly.
As they get older and they get all emotional like that, oh, people is going to take advantage of that. And I'm not trying to have that. She's going to have to be strong and stand up for herself. That's just how it goes. That's how this world works. So, and that's kind of like knowing your self worth. Oh, I'm tying it in by saying this here. At the end of the day, and you did something, you did what you're supposed to be doing, and you didn't do nothing wrong. Can't nobody tell you nothing different. You know. And like I said, when I got a phone call and I pretended it was a teacher, she didn't even fall for it that time. She knew. Listened to me. I'm surprised she listened that quick, but she listened. And then. So, but all I'm saying is this: here. I do agree that I think some parents or cuddling their kids. Now I understand it. We all want to protect our kids. Don't want nothing bad happen to our kids. But I'm gonna take a quote from what's the name of that damn movie? Finding Nemo. Dory said, "If you don't let nothing happen to your child, how's anything gonna happen to your child?" Now that tell you the truth, when you're hearing that first, it kind of don't make no sense. But if you pay attention, it makes all the sense in the world. Things got to happen to them for them to understand how life goes.
Exactly.
Because I tell my all the time too, the world don't care about you. Only your parents care about you. But you should care about you more than anything else on this earth. At the end of the day, man, you got to understand. If you go walk around getting all emotional and butthurt about everything, you ain't gonna make it. You're not. So you got to teach them while they're young. Look, I understand. I love you. Don't want that to happen to you. But at the end of the day, you got to understand. Don't walk around here thinking I'm your friend. No, I'm your parent. Yes, I love you and I'll be there for you. I'll, protect you and things like that. But then also too, you got to know how to protect yourself. That's my little girl too. We'll be joking around, playing around the house. My wife be like, do what you do when you're in those karate classes. Because, I told y'all before, my daughter's in karate classes. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep her up on her game. Because, that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? You got to protect yourself, especially with females. Y'all already know, it's not safe in this world, mostly for females. So you got to protect yourself. So you got to know your self-worth. And kind of speaking on the self-worth, I want to speak on this here a little bit because it's funny that this is the topic. Because yesterday, me and my wife was talking because she said something happened at work. A guy was flirting with one of her coworkers, and the guy was telling how beautiful she was, and the girl was talking about he likes me and all that stuff. And my wife was like, "Girl, please, you gonna let that get you all amped up and stuff?" And it's true. A lot of guys will tell you something just to get what they want.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, I don't need no man telling me how beautiful I am. I know how beautiful I am. And that's basically right there, knowing your self worth. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like I just said, nobody cares about you more than you. See, so You got to know at the end of the day when people are doing certain things. Excuse me. When people are doing certain things to you, you got to understand. Yeah, you might have to look at Curry's wife. Uh,
Yeah,
exactly.
self worth ain't money apparently, because she still got
Yeah,
low self esteem.
yeah. But at the end of the day, man, you got to know that. Look, can't nobody tell you something that you don't already know. You shouldn't let nobody uh, 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 try to impress you with materialistic things or things of the world or whatever you want to call it. You should be able to say, you know, I don't give a damn about all that. At the end of the day, I'm worth more than that stuff. I'm worth. Cause I even teach my daughter, don't be doing anything that you don't want to do just to get stuff that you want, because you're not gonna like the end results later on.
Yeah, I agree. So I got a question for you, real quick. You said you have her in the karate classes. Have you noticed a level of confidence change since she's been, learning some of the stuff in the karate classes? Do you see any kind of adjustment in the personality since she's been, learning self defense?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Because lately, my little girl, like I said, she's a kid, so of course it's a process that's gonna take a while. Just think about when you was a kid. You know what I mean? But I see things to where at first she would like be a little timid to interact with other kids because she's the only child in the house, so she'll be a little timid to interact around other kids. But now it's like she's just confident. She'll go and talk to other people. Uh, interact, do this and do that. Want to go play? Want to go do whatever? Want to go to the park? She'll. All right, Dad. I'll see you later. And she go play with some other kids. Some random kids. Whoa, what about me? She sits down doing her own thing. So I noticed a lot of difference with her. I think there's also too a coming of age. You know what I'm saying? She's just getting older and want to be more of a kid thing. So I've seen a big difference. Trust me.
Okay. See, Shannon said Curry's wife wants to D. Well, we all know Stephen Curry is terrible on D. He's a great offensive player, but we know he's terrible with the D. But
Let me speak on that real quick, if you
go
don't
ahead.
mind.
Yeah, yeah. What's all you about?
Because it was a few dinners ago that people was talking about her when they first came out. I always said this here. Matter of fact, I was uh Jay Dizzle was talking about it as well too. And I always said this here. Look, we are human. We are going to express our emotions, about certain things a lot. But there's always a fine line that you never cross with anything. And that was one of those things. You do not sit there and put that much of your personal business out there to the world. You don't sit there and talk about how you don't think he loves you, you don't getting this much attention, how you think that groupies are going to take him away from you and stuff like that. Look, that's one thing. You sit down with your husband or your wife and you talk about your feelings about things. Now, and also too, another one where she says she don't feel like she's accepted in the black community. Guess what? A lot of black people don't feel that way. Move on with your life.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I think they
This
took
is
my
what it.
they took my black card a couple of days ago. I was trying to get it renewed. They told me they got to revisit my application. They say I wouldn't. They say I want it off the plantation. I ain't following the rules no more. So they said they gonna have to, they gonna send me a letter in the mail. Let me know if I can get it back.
You know what? I get that too because I like to listen to a little country, a little rock, and stuff like that. And I'm like, hey, whatever, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things that you don't. I mean, I can understand. You could say, me and my significant other have a great relationship. You know what I'm saying? We spend a lot of time together. We talk things like that. Okay, whatever. But going too deep into what you do and how you really feel about certain things, like I said, there's a certain line that you should not cross and let the general public know because they will eat you alive. They will
Yeah,
eat you alive.
absolutely. Yeah. Well,
So that's my take on that, man. But go ahead, go ahead.
okay, got a couple little things that we're gonna open up the line, man, because some very interesting stuff happened last couple of days. Today, did you see we talk about self-worth, we talk about attention-seeking behavior. Did you see, and this is a very interesting comparison about self-worth too, now that we put it in this aspect. Did you see what happened to Arnold Schwarzenegger today?
No, but I did see his name in the news. So but I did not pay attention to it.
No. Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he has like a Arnold Classic, physical competition type deal with a lot of different sports. So it's like for all levels and stuff like that in South Africa. And he's standing there signing some autographs, taking pictures and stuff. And some goofy little nigga comes, I mean, just out of nowhere, and I'm talking about tries to like drop kick him on some old. You remember Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Zangief used to have that little drop kick. Tried to hit him with some of that shit, man. And Arnold was completely unaware, didn't have himself braced or nothing. This man dropped. Arnold might have took like 2 steps forward and turned around like, what the fuck was that? And then they snatched the little nigga up, put him in a little chokehold or whatever. But he was a little African dude, and he talking about, I'm trying to be on World Star. I need a Lamborghini. I need a Lamborghini. That's he yelling some old crazy shit. But let's talk about self worth in that aspect because one, this guy is willing to throw himself out there, risk a bunch of tomfoolery and stupidity to try to get on World Star to hope to get like one. You ain't finna make no money getting on World Star. They just finna put your shit up and they gonna make the money for it, not you. But his self worth he's displayed is in the form of something materialistic. So he doesn't value himself, but he feels like to be worth something, he needs some high price materialistic vehicle. Arnold's self worth to me was displayed by the fact that this man's 71 years old. And this dude was young, probably in his teens, had to be, late teens, early 20s, if at all. And this old man, as you would think, man, I'll take on a 70, I'll beat the shit out of 71-year-old. This man did not budge, and it wasn't necessarily about confidence, but it's the work that he's put into his body for so long, all this time over the years, because he's valued his physical condition. And that's his self-worth. And he's used that to, parlay himself into so many other things. But to me, in a lack of words, I guess you could say, that was self-worth on display right there. Because like I said, he just kind of turned around. He's like, oh, I ain't know. I thought it was just, all the time when I go places, people running up to me and bumping into me. I thought that's all it was. Like he said, he didn't realize he got kicked until he saw the video later on, but I find that crazy because then what you saw was a bunch of people, mainly South Africans, talking, oh, he deserved it. He's a racist anyway. I saw a bunch of local niggas talking about, oh, that's for Tookie Williams. That's for executing Tookie Williams. Y'all know how many niggas Tookie Williams done killed? Like, I get it. He changed his life. Yeah, after he was in jail. Who's to say that if he would have never got arrested, never went to jail, that he wouldn't have still been out there murking everybody? You know what I'm saying? And this is why I say, we talk about self-worth, and I want to apply this to kind of cover a couple of different elements. And so, that's for Tookie. I saw it all down because I think Slim Thug had posted it later on. And you just see people, oh, that's for Tookie, R.I.P. Tookie. He shouldn't have executed Tookie Williams and all this other stuff. And I'm like, really? So you telling me this man deserved to be kicked for doing his job as governor when, he executed a man who had killed a whole lot of motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? So, what about for all the families of the people that, were killed by the hands of Tookie or the hits that he, sent out, the ones that he ain't do personally? And I can respect somebody changing, but you got to pay your dues. You got to pay your dues to society. It just is what it is. Those people ain't coming back because he changed, became a better man. I'm glad that he did, but still, that doesn't erase all the damage that was done. And so, how do you see that from the self-worth value as a culture? Because that's not only the blacks and Africans talking about he deserved it because he's a racist. And I've never seen Arnold, in my opinion, unless I just miss him. I've never heard or seen Arnold do or say anything racist. And then the people here in America who's talking about, oh, that's for Tookie Williams, and the level of, how we're so heavily identified with this gang culture down here in America.
I think if you're going to value your life based on only personal things here on this earth, then you don't know your self-worth. You don't know your self-value. Yeah. Now, I don't know who Tookie Williams really is. I don't know what exactly happened with that, so I can't speak on that. Mm-hmm. But isn't Arnold Schwarzenegger Russian?
He's Russian or not German or what Heidi? What is that little clique you involved in? Whatever Arnold, he's one of them Heidis. But the thing about Tookie was I want to say was he the founder of the Crips? Back in L.A., he was a notorious gangster. You know what I'm saying? Not Notorious B.I.G., but he was a notorious gangster. One of the original founders of some of those gangs out there in Cali, which is spread. So I mean, his influence is spread, nationwide now. So it's not just what he did out there. It's just his influence too, and the things that he started that people started to emulate. So it had a bigger effect than just Tookie. But he just like people. He was one of the co-founders, one of the founding members of the Crips. Okay, and so yeah, and we already know what kind of damage is being done by all the gang violence and everything in California, much less the rest of the world. You got gangs in Houston now. You got gangs in Little Rock. You got gangs in New York. They everywhere. And that started out in Cali, and that culture became glorified and spread nationwide. You know what I'm saying? And so people talk about, that's for Tookie. But what did really Tookie do to benefit anybody? And so you mad at this man because his job is elected as governor, and he executed this man.
Well, this is how I see it. If someone did something they weren't supposed to do, you're gonna get what you got coming to you. Now, if you want to go and drop kick on Schwarzenegger, and I will say this here, while you was explaining to me what happened, I did sit down and was watching the video, and I seen like Arnold was in like a school gym or something, and some dude just ran up behind him like he was doing a wrestling move. Just looking at that, and yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger really didn't hardly move. I mean, yeah, he did like that a little bit, but it didn't really bother him for a 71-year-old.
Yeah.
Wow. But I say it like this: if you talking about you want to be on World Star, make some videos of your own and put yourself on World Star.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't go on somebody else on what you feel about somebody that created a Crip gang. And what somebody just said in the chat, he killed a lot of people and destroyed their families. Hell, he deserved what he got. I put it like that. So, yeah, you don't know your self-worth if this is what you're doing this thing for. You didn't do no research. You're just going by what other people are saying. And guess what? Even though you might be a minor, honestly, he'll have every right to turn around and knock you the fuck out because you're soft. That does not matter. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of these kids don't understand. If I can be an adult, you can be 15 years old. It doesn't matter. If you put your hands on me, I have every right to defend myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And especially you blindsided him, so he don't know what the hell's going on. He has the right to just turn around and just start swinging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The crazy part was the people who talking about, why they choked that little dude like that? Why they grabbed him? Why the fuck he kick Arnold like that? Like that shit would have never happened. And that's why I say when people start some shit and then something happens. Look, I'm not gonna say that if you're doing something ignorant, I'm not gonna side with you just because we the same color, we got the same color skin or whatever. Y'all you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done what you did, and you wouldn't have been in that situation. It's that fucking simple. And again, like I say, people want to be overly sympathetic to certain shit. Like, I'm not sympathetic to ignorance. I'm just not going to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to associate and align myself with that type of stuff. And why do you think? Do you think those are low self-worth people too who assign themselves to that type of mentality?
Fuck yeah. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Nah, you good, man.
I didn't say it like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Because you want the opinion of other people. You want other people to agree with what you're saying, but you don't realize that everybody on earth has different opinions. Just because we from the same place, or we got the same kind of skin, or we got the same family, or we work at the same spot, or whatever. I'm gonna do what I feel is best for me and believe what I feel is best for me and my family and stuff like that. I don't have time for all that crap.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, guess what? My self-worth is this here. I get mine up every night, go to work, take care of my family, make sure my daughter's straight, make sure my wife is straight. That's my worth right there. Seeing them two is okay. My wife do the same thing every day as well too. I know deep down, I know this probably could be because I'm older. I'm not really into all that social media stuff because I do blame social media for a lot of things. Not everything, but a lot of things. I do sit here and say this here. This is one thing that I think a lot of people, you brought it up, lost their self-worth is this. When you could take a picture of yourself and you might got a pimple here, you might got a sore right here on your face, or you ain't buff enough and stuff like that, and you can just sit there and edit a whole bunch of stuff and have people thinking this is you. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like for example, I don't know if you ever seen this picture before, but it's this one guy that was lifting weights at a gym, and now on that photo, he probably had maybe a five pound bell dumbbell over here and a 5 pound, so he lifting 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But he edited the photo to make it look like he put this little skinny kid lifting like 1,000 pounds, but didn't realize he was standing in a mirror when he took the picture. So the background in the mirror actually showed him lifting only that 10 pounds. You see what I'm saying? If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, no, I
So
got
the picture that he edited to where the weights he was actually lifting made it look like it was more,
you.
but forgot to edit the mirror, the picture that was in the mirror.
No.
You see what I'm saying? So he don't value who he really is. So what? You not big and buff, you skinny. So what? Love yourself.
Yeah.
Love who you are as a person.
Yeah.
You say this don't just go pertain to women. It just pertains to men too. We do some dumbass shit as well too. Excuse my language, but we do some dumb crazy stuff as well too. And I think at the end of the day, once we start sitting here saying, okay, I'm not gonna let this and that change who I really am as a person. I'm gonna be me, love it or hate it. That's when people really love you, because I've said this a bunch of times. Said this a bunch of times. When you're sitting there saying, I don't give a damn what nobody thinks, I'm me, that confidence level is what people really love more than the physical person.
Yeah.
See that, trust in that.
I agree. I agree. People put so much value in the physical, on the outward appearance, that they tend to ignore working on the inside, and tend to ignore working on the personality, improving themselves for just to be an overall better person. Because looks fade, the physicality fades, all that stuff eventually disappears, and you have to. All right, T. Child, appreciate you coming through. Um,
You
you
too,
know,
Charlo.
and but the thing is, I agree. So much nonsense that we value. But speaking of protecting the family, we're talking about this one more thing, and then we open up the line. I know y'all probably got some thoughts on your mind, and we gonna see what's up. Speaking of protecting the family, I want to say in Cali, a lady. And this is a very interesting situation. So I'm still trying to determine how I honestly feel. I look at her as being kind of foolish, but I'm not sure what other approach she could have took. But I think she kind of made herself look foolish, and I think she's going to only amplify the problem. But she basically went into her classroom, of her daughter's classroom. Apparently, her daughter's been getting bullied by some of the boys at school or whatever. And I can understand, how moms react to stuff. I've seen it. I know how they do. They mama bird stuff. They want to make sure, their nest egg is protected. And, because at first I was just kind of like, it's really stupid. When she kind of explained what her daughter said, I know living in this day and age, it's tough. But she said, the daughter told her, it's so hard that, if I wasn't as strong as I was, I think I'd kill myself. And I hate to hear that from a child, because I don't understand how these kids know so much about suicide nowadays. It just seems like it's getting younger and younger to hear these stories. But she didn't kill herself. But what happened was, she's getting bullied by a group of boys, and I guess she told the school. The school, I guess, punished them. But then they said, then after that, it really started getting worse, that they still kept, bullying the girl and everything like that. So almost every day she's coming home upset, crying, and doing all these things. So she went to the school in the middle of the class. I was wondering what the teacher was doing, but that's another thing. And basically what she did was just say, hey, all y'all who keep bullying my daughter, y'all better stop it. Or she didn't threaten to whoop the kid's ass. But she was in there in the classroom. She was cussing a little bit, and she was just, well, go find your mama, your sister, your whoever. Y'all keep bullying them. I'm gonna beat their ass, and do all this other stuff. And it's just like, again, it comes across as ignorant, but I understand. Can't say that I can justify, but I understand why she was so upset, because she felt like she was running out of options. Because, like she said, she tried to go through the schoolhouse, and even though they did do a little something, after that. They got worse, and they hadn't really done anything to fix the problem. Then, but she goes into the classroom and she's like, tell him this, I'm with it, and and it's funny because she sounded like what was her name off A Different World? Whitney, the light skin, what was her name? Whitney on A Different World, a little light skin, kind of had the higher pitched voice. Yeah, she kind of sounded like her a little bit. And so it was kind of hard to take her threats seriously because she just had that high ass voice. It was kind of a higher pitched voice, but it is what it is. She's just like, I'm with it. I'll fight it. If they grown, if they over 18, I'll fight them. I'll beat their ass. But I mean, I feel you being angry, but what does that really have to do with the situation at hand? You know what I mean? It's like, how is that going to stop the bullying? If you go and you beat up on somebody who's not doing the bullying, has nothing to do with just because they're related to them, that's not stopping the bullying in the schoolhouse. So I don't know if you had heard about that story or not, because the school ended up banning her from the premises. So now she can't even come on campus anymore because basically they took it as she, made threats towards the kids, and, she in the classroom cussing and doing it because one of the kids ended up recording it, and then they used that line that, oh, look, I ain't gonna do the Jay Dizzle. Not Mike, I'm gonna say, but he said the typical black women line, that period. The little kids are talking about period and all that. Look, I'm trying to just stir y'all up. Don't beat me up. I don't want no smoke. But the little kids in the classroom were talking, yeah, period. That she talking about, whipping their ass and all of that stuff. And it's just like, again, like I say, it was hard to really just, like, I understand, because when you just feel like you're at the end of your rope and you just don't have those options and nothing else is working, you try to write, I can understand that. But it just, in the end, I think she took a L in that situation. How do you feel about that, or have you heard that story?
No, I never heard that story, but listen to what you're saying. I get it too. I would be upset as well too, but I would have gone about it a different way. First, I would have talked to the teacher. Well, my daughter's teacher. I'll put it like that. If it was my daughter, I would talk to my daughter and say, "Hey, this is what my daughter's telling me. If I feel like nothing's happening, then I'm gonna go to the principal. Like nothing happening, then I'm gonna go. Go up and up until I get some results." Now, I do get what the mom was coming from, and I agree with you. I don't condone it, but I understand it, if that makes sense how I'm putting it.
Yeah.
Because we all do want to protect our kids. We all, But like I just said earlier, excuse me, there's always a fine line. For everything that you do.
Yeah.
And you can end up doing more harm than good. And like you just said, I hate to say it too, but when you start doing stuff like that, they are going to say typical black woman. And that's what the people are going to say, instead of you being, okay, I don't want my child to have this thought that this is how you solve your problems. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it this route instead. Now, like I said, I get it 100%. I really, really do, because that's our job as parents, to protect your kids.
Yeah.
But then also too, like I said, there's other ways to go about it, and I understand it. Then also too, and you going in there cursing and threatening to beat up people, yeah, they're gonna call the cops on her and stuff like that. She could be time in jail for threatening people like that in a school.
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I get it. Like I said, I get it, but I just think it should have went down a different way.
I agree.
So I would have said, me personally, I would have said, okay, when I picked my daughter from school, I would have said, who are the kids that are messing with you? Kids out, I would go to their parents.
Yeah.
Look, my daughter's telling me this and that, blah, blah, blah. Now, going by what my daughter's telling me, I would like the situation to stop. That's why I'm coming to you as parents of these kids, blah, blah, whatever situation may be. That's how I personally would have handled it. Now, I wouldn't have went to the school cursing, and you say she didn't threaten no kids, but you sitting there telling you will beat somebody's ass, they ain't trying to do that. So you didn't mess up your opportunity. It got thrown out the window.
Yeah.
So, so like I said, it's one of those fine lines. Like I said, there's always a limit to every single thing. And I think she kind of did just barely stepped over that line.
Yeah.
If that's how I'm putting it. You know what I'm saying? And they could have banned her daughter from that school. She could be arrested. All that good stuff. Could have had her child taken from her. You know what I'm saying? Because you up there at a school threatening other kids, or they think you're threatening other kids. I put it like that. You know what I'm saying? So a whole lot of things could have went wrong with that situation. You know what I'm saying? I would have said, like I said, I would have said to my little girl, who is these people? These kids are messing. Try to go talk to them kids' parents and say, this is what the situation is. We need to handle this. That's what I would.
Now, only one lie got a good point because I was thinking the same thing as you was talking about that. Now, every now and then you come across them ignorant ass parents. So if the parent gives you an ignorant ass reaction, then how do you feel like the situation should be handled at that point?
Now, if I come across an ignorant parent, now it depends on what they saying or doing. Then that's between me and the parents. You know what I'm saying? I'm make sure I'm off the school property though.
You cover your bases. I feel you. Yeah. Hey, well, look, we'll show you these kids how to do it. Then if that's what we got. Yeah. And you don't want to do that. But hey, but then like you give your kids something to talk about. Then you whoop one of their parents' ass who's gonna be bullied. Then yeah, that's why your motherfucking daddy got his ass whooped. My daddy whooped your daddy. Who's gonna be the bully then? Yeah. Oh, I heard your daddy got whooped. I mean, but and again, it's fucked up, man. But what she was saying too is that I saw people talking about teaching about how to fight back. And that was her thing. She was like, if it wasn't boys, if it was some girls, I'd tell them to whoop their ass, and get them up off of them, yada, yada, yada. But because it's a bunch of boys that, y'all are physically stronger and all that other stuff, and I don't want her to get into a situation like that. And like I say, it's a tough situation because as a parent, you want the best outcome for your kid. I know earlier in the stream I stated about letting your kids go through tough situations so they know that they can overcome it. I think this is a little bit different. And what I mean by tough situations are controlled environments. You know what I mean? As far as, what I was talking about on the soccer field. Hey, she's gonna live to play another day. She's gonna be back next week and she'll learn those lessons, or, like you said, the karate class, or things like that, building confidence, and how that instills her, to overcome those little challenges in each class to realize now she's more confident when she deals with other kids and stuff like that. But like I say, it's a crazy world we live in, man. And you want to do the best to guide, but also protect your children, and let them know that you got that love for them. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get ready to open up this line. I see we got some folks. We're gonna see who's gonna call in who would like to chop it up with Mr. Man Up and me myself. And give me just 1 second. Let me. I think it should be copacetic. Hopefully, make sure I got all the wires plugged into the right shit. Sometimes players fuck up. So if it don't sound right off the bat, we'll get back to all of that. Hey, look, just let a nigga make it. So, oh, hold on. Let me make sure I got the proper ear gear, and I'll be forgetting when I got the other thing. I got to put the other dilly dallies in. But
We waiting on that. I want to answer Brother Lee's question.
all right.
He said, "How about my daughter so far?" Man, I'm still a quote from I think it's no, it's not Chris Brown. Golly, I can't think of that man's name right now.
No.
Yeah. But anyway, he's an R&B singer. I can't think of his name right now. It won't come to my head. But anyway, he said when his child was born, he never knew this kind of love existed.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel.
We got a call coming up. We got somebody coming in. I think I just missed it. Who was it just had the one that just had their kid? Are you talking? Because I know somebody like just had a kid. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling in to the deadline this evening? Hello, hello. Let me make sure to go. All right, hold on. Hello, hello.
Trey Songz. Yep. Thank you, female pimp. Trey
Okay.
Songz.
I ain't coming through. I hope I got the thing in the right thing. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling in to the deadline? I mean, sauce line. Yeah, I don't know. What line am I on? The deadline this evening. Let's see. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Can't hear nothing.
I might have the wires backwards. Give me just a sec. Okay, hold on. I might have the wires backwards. Let me see. All right. Let me know if you can hear me now. Hold on.
A little bit, but
Okay, hold on. Let me look. I got all kind of stuff in the mix. How about now? Can you hear me a little bit better now?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Who we got calling in this evening?
Lady, how
Lady.
y'all doing?
Lady who? I don't know no lady.
Oh
It's,
man,
it's, it's
oh
a lot.
lady, listen.
It's a lot of ladies in here, man. Well, how you doing, Miss Lady Listen? What's on your mind?
Nothing much, nothing much. How y'all doing today?
Doing all right. Doing all right. So, what would you like to share with us this evening?
Okay, so like I was saying in the chat, I had an incident where, okay, so my son, he has like Shirley Temple, big curls. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to grow his hair out, and he really wanted to grow his hair out, right? But he came home one day and he was just like, "Ma, I want a haircut like right now." And I'm like, "What the hell? Why? You know what's wrong?" And he told me that I guess they were doing math or something like that in class, and they were going through the answers. You know, the teacher with the rest of the classmates and stuff like that. And he had got one of the answers wrong and didn't understand why. So he kind of threw like a little hissy fit, you know what I'm saying? And the teacher told him that if he didn't have so much hair on his head, that maybe he could think right. So
What?
that shit instantly like pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, because people have such a big impact on children's lives. You know what I'm saying? I mean, damn, you there 5 days a week for 8 hours every single fucking day, Monday through Friday, you know what I'm saying, for years. So it's like it really pissed me off that's something that comes out of a teacher's mouth, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, they have such a big impact on them. And then to say something like that, I mean that really hurt his feelings, you know, and to the point where he wanted to cut his fucking hair off now because he really believed her. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you expect, and their teachers are there to teach, and you think that you're getting the correct information. So, yeah, I was hot about that shit. I was really pissed off. So we ended up, you know, I didn't go straight to the teacher. You know, I went straight to the fucking principal because I kind of felt like, you know, as mad as I was, if I would have seen that lady, maybe I would have kind of gone, you know, maybe I would have reacted the wrong way, you know, or maybe a little bit more to the extreme thought. So I decided that I'll take it to the principal, you know, and talk to her about it. And, you know, I pretty much let her know my feelings about it, and she was like, "Yeah, you know, that's wrong, and you know, we'll have a talk with her." And I was like, "You know, I really hope so because she needs to know that that's not something you can't say stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You that's wrong. You know." So I haven't heard anything else from my son or you know any other problems as far as that. But it's like you know, if you going into the school and you cussing and fussing in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that kind of, I don't know. Like, I would stop listening to you. If you start yelling at me over some bullshit, I don't even know what's going on. Maybe she didn't know, maybe she did. You know what I'm saying? But there's just ways to approach stuff like that, especially when you're a role model. You are the parent. You are supposed to be setting an example, and you just going up there fucking going off and you know, cussing and everything in front of the kids, you know what I'm saying? Some kids don't might have never heard a curse word before. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody gets raised different. I'm not saying, you know, they ain't never heard a curse word. I mean, it's everywhere. But I'm just saying. And now you coming in here looking like boo boo the motherfucking fool and shit like that, you know, because I understand you mad, but there's just ways to go about it. Like I said, once you yelling at me and everything like that, I'm tuning out. I'm not even hearing you no more. You know, kind of like with Maria. Like, I don't even understand why y'all was listening to her ass. Once you start yelling at me and cutting me off and shit like that, I'm done. Now I'm just going to watch what you do to see what your actions are going to be. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I ain't listening to you. You could either come talk to me and we can talk this out and find you know, a solution. But you coming in there fussing and shit like that, what are you resolving really?
Yeah, exactly. That right there is tough, man. Because I'm gonna be honest, you might have handled it better because that's the type of thing that exactly your job is not to criticize my child. Your job is not to critique my child unless it's in a learning situation, an educational manner. You know, the way they
Hmm.
look, the way they dress, or whatever makes them comfortable, the way they feel. You know, that's their choice. But that's the problem that we have, especially with a lot of these public education institutions. They want to, you know, school doesn't teach kids how to use their imagination, how to think. It teaches them how to fit a mold. You know, you fit this mold and you know, integrate into society in this particular method. Now, certain things, yeah, are necessary because certain things they may not be getting at home. But for the most part, as far as they kill the thought process, they kill creativity. We talked about the other day how they try to make them think one way, and if a children can be very smart, but they just may learn in a different method. But they try to use this one size fit all method, and a lot of teachers are incapable of doing something different. But yeah, yeah, you did the right thing by going above her head because you got a couple of things that could happen. She may not make that change. She may just apply more pressure, be even more rude because people are people. I mean, teachers are people too. I mean, and people are emotional. They respond ignorantly, and instead of taking that constructive criticism, they might try to take it out on the child. And it's just a bunch of foolishness though. So, but in the end, you said he hadn't said anything about how long has that been since that incident took place.
Oh man, it's been about 2 years ago. He was actually in like elementary school at that time.
Pretty young and impressionable.
So yeah, right. Well, he's 12
Hey,
now, so yeah, it was a little while ago, but it's like I said. I mean, I felt like this is what I had to do, go above her. Because if I would have seen her face to face, then my reaction would have been, you know what I'm saying, different. Because this is who I'm mad at. You know what I'm saying? Like this is who just pissed me off. So I don't even want to talk to you right now, or I might slap the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? So let me go talk to somebody else in a calmly manner and get my point across. You know what I'm saying? And actually talk to the people. Now, if there wouldn't have been no action, because I even told her, I mean, I made a little threat, you know what I'm saying? I told her, I mean, if this doesn't get resolved, then I'm going to take it upon myself, you know what I'm saying, to resolve this issue. But I don't want to go there. This is why I'm here to talk to you. So you can handle it for me. You know what I'm saying? Because if I go in there acting like an ass, then what is this, you know what I'm saying? People like to call the police and shit like that. And to call the police on me and I get fucking arrested. You know what I'm saying? Then what am I saying? What have I just done? You know what I'm saying? Now I just put myself in jail, my child crying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, what did I just accomplish? Nothing.
Yeah,
You know what
absolutely.
I'm saying? So there's just a way to go about stuff.
Okay, okay. Now
yeah,
I got one more
that's exactly
question
what
for
I
you.
just said.
One more question to that is,
hmm
so you telling me your son got them old school California nigga Shirley locks? That's what you telling me? Like them old
I'm telling
like them
you,
Cali girls
yo,
used to
when
wear.
I say, yes, it is so crazy how my kids both have like different hair textures. It's so funny to me, but yeah, he got them real big ass Shirley Temple type curls. Like that shit is crazy. And when he was born, he had a like that. I'm talking about. I swear to God, since like 4 months old, that motherfucker had like a little mustache and shit. Like everybody called him like Rico Suave because I always kept his hair long and in a ponytail and shit like that. And then he got the little mustache. Oh my God. I'll send you a picture.
I need to see that. Now I might clown you on that, but don't take it personal. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Okay, okay. Well, I'm glad that
But it's,
like I said, it is fucked up because in elementary kids are so impressionable. Especially that's when they're most impressionable. They look up to teachers more so. That's before they start getting that kind of rebellious mentality and things like that. And so they're listening to this authority, and for them to treat them
mhm.
like that is just unacceptable. It really is.
Exactly. It is because it's, and I mean, how many teachers do you remember?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember a lot of mine, you know what I'm saying? Especially the ones that really cared. You got a lot of teachers out there that really don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I don't remember
You know what I'm
one
saying? And it's
elementary
really
teacher.
too many of those.
The only elementary teacher I remember was my kindergarten teacher, Miss Williams. Hey, she was fine though. You know what I'm saying? She was a little bit older. She was fine. She could have got the business. Now she look. I don't know how old she is now. That's a long time ago. She probably too old to get the business now. She probably got a bad hip or something. But hey, I'm just that's the only
Oh
one I remember.
shit.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So I got a question though. So I've seen since we're talking about teachers and stuff like that, I've seen a video um where a parent got irate because the teacher. Okay, so I guess the child came in there, you know what I'm saying, hair all messed up and everything like that, and the kids was picking on him. So the teacher took it upon herself, you know what I'm saying, to put the girl's hair in like tie bows and comb her hair out a little bit or whatever and fix the hair up.
Yeah.
And the parent actually got really pissed off because she's like, "Oh, how dare you fucking do my child's hair? That's none of your business what I do with my child, blah 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 blah." So what do you think on that aspect? Like, was the teacher wrong for trying to, step in a little bit and whatnot, or
Okay. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna address
I'll tell you
that,
about
but I'm gonna hang up on you because I'm trying to adjust a little volume here. But I'm gonna say that way, man. I've had a chance to address it too. But we'll definitely speak on that because that's a very interesting situation.
okay,
Okay.
not a yeah. I keep hearing myself too, so yeah.
All right. I appreciate your call, there, Miss Lady.
Yo, all right, y'all.
Already.
Bye.
Bet. All right. Let me know. Yeah, I guess I can see where it's a little bit low. Let me see how we. Like I had tweaking and let me see. I don't know if this is up or down on this. Hold on. Let me turn it down. Look, I'll be switching up mics, like so. Y'all gotta work with me. It's a different mic when I be doing my thing. Y'all see the little red dilly dally. All right, let me see if I can make this a little bit louder. But what she said there. Hold on, I know we got a call coming in. What she said there. I don't blame the teacher in that situation. Because again, we talked about self-worth, and if you come to school looking ragged and the kids making fun of you and doing all that, that's a teacher who cares. It's a parent who probably doesn't care, and that's a teacher who does care. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, if you don't take the time to fix your child's hair and the teacher does, you should be thanking that teacher, in my opinion. As opposed to trying to be mad and offended about what she did. I mean, how do you feel about that situation there, man?
Yeah, I didn't really hear too much of what she was saying. I could barely hear her. But
Okay.
I will say this here, going by what you just said there. It depends on certain situations. Now, like I said, there's always a fine line between everything. But I will say this here: if you, I'll put like this. Me personally, this is what I would have done. If
Oh, oh, it was like a different noise coming through.
yeah, I heard a loud screeching noise,
Okay,
whatever that
okay,
was.
okay. My fault, my fault. Let me see. Try to fix that. All right. Is that better? Is out of there?
Yeah, I don't hear it no more.
Okay, okay. I'm just like y'all got to deal with. I just be pushing buttons over here. So y'all, I might be looking like I halfway know what I'm doing. I just be pushing buttons, seeing what work and what don't. So look, hey, it may look like I got some shit when it comes to fooling with the sound and shit. I just be just here and there. I'll be all over the place. What you saying though?
Now, me personally, this is what I would have said. I would say, come talk to me about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way the world is going these days, don't put your hands on no kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because that can go a whole different way. You can have another Michael Jackson, another R. Kelly situation.
Yeah.
So don't put your hands on no kids. I would say, come talk to me about what's going on. Things like that. And speaking of that, I seen a video. It was on Facebook,
Yeah.
actually. A coworker of mine was showing me this video. There was a child that was in daycare, and the daycare teacher, whatever you want to call him,
Yeah.
screaming at this child. What the fuck you do that for? Huh? Just standing there looking at the child. What you do that for? And said, just slap the dog shit out there.
Nah, yeah. It's been game over with that.
And I'm sitting there looking at the video. I said, wait a minute, play the video again. And if you got a camera sitting up on your wall, that thing is still, it's not moving.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's in your hand, your hand is not perfectly still.
Mm-hmm.
Just move a little bit here and there, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it. I say somebody else was there holding a phone or something,
Yeah.
recording. I'm like, why in the hell they didn't stop this?
Yeah. That shit been going on. That's what that is. That shit been going
Wow.
on. Okay.
Yeah, I always said, if you got a problem with my child, if something's going on with my child, talk to the parents, talk to me, talk to her mom. Now, I thank God, I'm lucky, blessed. I have not had this situation. Now, I know I'm speaking calmly because I haven't been through it. But if I was to go through it, might be a different situation. I don't know. But all I'm going to say is this here. If there's a problem going on with my child, you come talk to me or her mom. If my child is saying something's going on, I'm going to go and try to handle that situation. You know what I'm saying? But don't put your hands on my child. And I agree with you're saying, Honcho, because like I said, I couldn't hardly hear what she was saying. So I'm going on about what you was just saying. If there was a situation where I feel like you might be helping my child, guess what? I appreciate that. but just handle it in a different way because the way the world is these days would not be a good thing. If you kept doing that.
Okay, we're gonna take this call. Hopefully, sound a little bit better. See where we at here. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling in on the den line? This is when it's on the sauce. I call it the den. I'm called the den. It's called the sauce. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the den line this evening?
Hey, hey, this is Yaz.
Yes, how you doing? Yes, y'all let me know if it sounds good in the chat. I can't. Like I say, my sound is gonna be different. How you doing this evening, Miss Yaz? What would you like to drop on the den line this evening?
I'm doing okay. I wanted to make a comment about the topic that we're talking about with the kids and the bullying and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it, was really interesting. Now I can't speak on how the lady in California, how she handled things because she has a little girl, and her little girl was being dealt with boy. But me personally, I'm raising a young boy, and I always tell my son that he's a man in training, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned something when he got fifth grade, sixth, seventh, and he going to eighth grade this next year. He does not want me coming up school, hoopity whooping and getting all in people, all in the bullies and whatever conflicts he got going on. He don't want me all in these people shit. That's embarrassing. That's even worse. If he goes up to the teacher and cries and whines and cries to the teacher, oh, so and so hit me, or so and so doing this to me, or telling him to stop or whatever, that should just make it worse. Because I mean, these kids, these boys at this age, they you know what I'm saying, that they get off on that, because they're just little boys right now. And so I'm telling my son, and I figure when he comes home, he tell me stuff like that. That's the time where I need to just go ahead on and try to instill in him some self-worth in him. I said, so what do you think they got that you don't have? And he's like, shit, nothing. They're dummies. They idiots. I said, that's right. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. They won't pick on him, having a little weight on him or whatever. He said, I think it's funny. I said, that's it. Just laugh the shit off. There's nothing. And if it really gets out of hand, don't even go to the teacher. Skip her, because all she's going to do is scream and whine and cry in the class. That's going to make it worse. I said, when nobody ain't looking, because if they see you looking, they see you running up to the principal after school or whatever, you're a snitch now. You know what I'm saying? You're a punk. When they see you not looking, that's when you go talk to the white man up in the office, and you tell him straight in his face. And I make my son, I say, you look at me in the face, you tell me what you're going to tell him. You tell them straight in their face, such and such is doing this and doing that to me. I don't like it. It's bothering me. I'm telling you to do something about it right now. When I tell you my son went and told them people that, them people called me on the phone and they told me, they said, oh, ma'am, your son was in the office today, but we just want to tell you the bullying situation is covered. We got him out of school this day. Them kids didn't even know what happened. By 8 period, they're looking around. Where'd he go? What happened? What? Don't nobody know what happened. They don't know what I'm saying, he got him out of school. See, so I think one of the things is that, parents have to teach their kids to how to think more on a strategic level instead of emotional, because the bullies don't stop. Even as an adult, man, I go to work and I have to deal with, people and their attitudes and people and their craziness all the time. This shit don't stop. You have to teach them how to cope, how to maneuver in this world, and how to hold their own head up high. So what? Okay, they say you this or that, whatever. You know that ain't true. So, but if it's really to the point where you can't take it, this is how you handle it, son. And, so far it's been working for me. I don't know how to deal with, as far as girls. I know girls can be a little bit more nastier, cattier or whatever. But this is how I'm raised. I'm taking my approach with my boy, So,
I mean, you got to do the right thing. And again, and I know a lot of us will say, oh, tell them to fight and do all this. But in the end, that gets them labeled a particular way. That gets them in a certain situation. That puts a reputation on them that they may be, undeserved of, and that's the fucked up part about it. So I agree with you. Hey, look, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, because if the kids, if they see you, they can make you cry, and they can see you bothered by the shit. They're gonna keep going. They don't care how many times they get suspended or whatever. You go to the main man up front and you tell him, because if you tell him, if I would have went to school, with my hair bonnet on or whatever and cutting up and stuff, they'd have laughed, they'd have swept. I would have got, I would be in trouble for going up to school. But no, I'm send him up there. When my son say, "Hey, I got something I want to talk to you that's very important," to them, they in their mind they think, what this child has to tell me that's very important, that making him talk to me that way. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Miss Yasmin, I agree with
So
everything you're saying, except I'm gonna need you to take that bonnet off when you go to the school. Don't do that. Everything else is kosher. Just take the bonnet off. Right? You mean you can take it off right at the door. You cool.
well, you be in a hurry, and then when they give you that call, you got to jump up. You can't, you ain't got time to be standing in the mirror and blowing that hair out. You be in a hurry, just put that thing on and go. But yeah, so I try not to do that to my son. I mean, because at the same time, I like to tell him, you a boy now, but you in training. You can't stay a little boy forever. You can't be scared to walk around through this world. You got to pick your head up.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
My volume so
Yeah.
low. Let me see if this is a little bit better. I know my volume is super low. I'm trying to. So I see y'all in the chat saying it's real low. I don't know why it's so fucking low. Hold on. Nah, just Sarah, there was a situation. We'll discuss that in a minute. But but I agree with you, man. You got to do what's the right thing for your boy and for his future, and get him up off. Because school is supposed to be an environment where you go to get educated. When you got to deal with all that extra shit, when you got to go deal with people who don't really give a fuck about their education, whose parents aren't inspiring and motivating them to move forward with their education, they more concerned about being liked and popularity and all that other stuff, and distracting other children and making it uncomfortable for them. Yeah, you got to get that. You got to clean that environment up so that that way they can thrive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And and my boy tells me all the time he's very proud that he's smart or whatever. And I say that's good. That's one of the points I like to build him up on. Keep building them up, because everything the bullies try to tear them down in school, our job as a parents is to go home and dig through that stuff and build them right back up. Build their armor right back up. Send them out there. You can't be no crybaby.
Yeah. Straight up. I agree. That's a bet. Okay. Anything else you'd like to add, Miss Yasmin?
No. That's just kind of my, that was just my little thoughts. I like that. And last call I was listening to, what she was saying with her and then her experiences with the teacher. That's just like, man, like I said, I wouldn't know what to deal with. I didn't have that kind of experience with, young girls or whatever, but I'm just, that's just took it for me, because I knew just from him in elementary school, he didn't want me coming up here. Sometimes he wouldn't even tell me something was going on at school, Yeah. So I realized that a lot of times little boys, they don't want to tell their mamas, because, all the other little boys is picking on him, mommy, and all this other stuff. And so I learned to just kind of step back, but still try to guide him behind the scenes and how to maneuver through this,
Well, yeah, you got to.
When he get to these preteens, they 12, 13, 14, they crazy now. Yeah, but that's just all I had to say.
Okay. All right. Well, Miss Yasmin, I appreciate you calling in and sharing that with us.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, have a good evening.
All right, bye.
All right. I'm still trying to figure out what is going on. Let me just push some magic buttons here and see what change up. I don't know if how that sound. Let me see. What you got there, man?
Keep going up and down your volume.
Yeah, I'm trying.
When you call.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. We'll take this next call. We'll try to. I'll tweak with it and see what we can figure out. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the den line this evening?
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
All right, Josh, what's on your mind, man?
All right, man. I'm just chilling, man. Just got back. Had a good birthday today, so today went all right.
Today was your birthday?
Yeah.
Okay, what you turned? 13, 14? Oh, years today.
No, I turned 10.
Okay. Well, puberty gonna be coming soon. Prepare yourself, man. Hopefully, you're gonna start feeling these changes in your body as you get older, and you just got to be ready. You're gonna start liking little girls, and what's the motherfucking deal, Josh? I gotta fuck with you, man. What's on your mind, though, man?
No, I turned 21, man. I'm just bullshit.
Oh, yeah, you just barely legal. Oh, this nigga Josh barely legal. You can go to the strip club now. Uh, what's on your mind, though, man? How you feeling this evening, man?
I'm feeling all right, man. I was just listening. I'm old school. I'm asleep because everybody talking about how they got bullied and shit. So I don't even know what everybody talking about. So, cause I heard y'all talked about Arnold Schwarzenegger a little bit, and y'all talked about bullying a little bit. So y'all just pretty much talking about anything, and y'all just want to stick to that.
I mean,
So I was trying to
man,
follow along.
whatever on your mind, man. Whatever's on your mind, man. You know how we doing today.
All right, man. But shit. All right, man. But I really wasn't gonna call it, but I think like earlier today, I looked back at the den a little bit, just try to see what happened because all this week I've been busy and stuff like that. But I listened to I think I don't want to say her name right. I think it's Maria. What she was talking about earlier. How about the den? It reminded me of us situation. My thing is this: like even the time that we already talked about, and I heard and I seen that some people got offended, Rashida, but in that case, sometimes when that happens, some people can't handle it. So some of your minds block them. Some being me, but it is what it is. And I understand some people can't take harsh criticism, man. But I don't care. You don't care either. Man up don't care. So because people have heard it all our life. I mean, it don't sound different, but the way she kind of went after it, man, it was pretty disturbing to say the least. I can see how I can see you was mad. I never seen you really mad on stream like that ever like that before because it was kind of funny. So so really going on, man. Really with me, uh, I've just been sitting back thinking about 21 because I've seen that most people my age, so people younger than me, man, like death has no age limit. Anybody can leave at any time. I know you're talking about how you don't have your sister for right now, and I know that's been hard on you for a little bit. So I just been thinking about how can I uh, be a better person? How can I interact with the people that care about me the most? So I've been thinking about that today. I don't know if you or man have got some more advice about me, but I just want to say that for right now.
Okay, I got a question for you. That I got maybe a small suggestion. And my question is, so you went to SPI a while back, right?
Yeah, right, but yeah,
You said you had a good time. You partied, had a little bit
yeah,
to sip, right?
yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be reporting to all the proper officials because you were underage drinking. So I'm gonna be snitching. I will be telling.
Yes.
I'm gonna be telling everybody I can. Hey. So just be prepared for that knock at your door. I'm not fucking with you, but no, some real shit, man. Life, and this is what I'll tell you, especially you're still in the collegiate life. Embrace that, enjoy that, maximize that while you can, and that's my real advice. That even though I didn't stick with it because I was just like a truck man, I was just on some other shit. But collegiate in college, when that's where you'll make your real friends. Wherever you're from, those friends you make there are just because those are people in your proximity. When you go to college, you meet with so
Yeah.
many people, there are different people from all over the place. Build real strong bonds because these are people who one are more than likely going to be more successful in life, and you want to build up a strong network of associations. And so and these are the people that you become friends with them because of the common factors that you share, not just because this person lived on my block and we went to school together or whatever, but these are people that you're going to make, these are going to be your lifelong friends. You know what I'm saying? So my thing would be to maximize that, go to all the events, enjoy it, because once you get out of college, it's a different world. College is still a sheltered form of life, and I'm not knocking it. It's important, get your education, learn, maximize that. But once you get out into the real world, it's a whole different ball game. So my only advice to you right now at this time is be as social as you can, make as many friends as you can, interact with as many different people as you can. My things would be working on maximizing your personal skills as far as just learning how to vibe with different groups of people, and like I say, just being a better, more understanding person. And what I mean by that is that way you trust me, like your personal development is key. And so like I say, just being able to make those networks and build those relationships will do more for you in life, depending on who you build them with, then sometimes your degree will, or other opportunities that may come around. So I think that's the main thing. Maximize your college experience.
All right, man. That's a good thing. That's something I've been trying to do now. Cause I'm really fortunate. I'm born in the era of social media where it's easier to do that. because I know when you was at school, I know it was a little bit. I don't know if it was harder or easier now. You had that better decision. You have the better. You can give the better judgment to say if it was easier now than it was back then.
If I was
But
you,
and that's all with
I would
me.
go with the more physical experience than the social media because everybody builds those social bonds, but that physical connection because now everybody uses social media, so there's a disconnect. It's almost not as genuine. I would say make those physical relationships. Make your face present. Spend time with people. Things like that. That's what builds stronger bonds. Having real experiences with people as opposed to Remember not knocking group chats and stuff like that, but it lacks the human factor. It lacks that human connection. So I would say build more meaningful relationships in real life in the physical, not just on the social media and the digital aspect.
All right, and I'm agreeing with you. Like, I'm not saying like do just social and that's it. I'm just saying like you can meet more people socially, so later on you can actually have a chance to actually meet them in person. Like that's what I was trying to say with.
Okay.
So that's why I was going with that. I'm just saying because I know like they and all this, so you have to really sit down and actually go and actually socially you can do it from a computer screen, but also that can lead to like, all right, hey, where you at? Hey, let's meet up and stuff like that. I know you can do that by calling. I'm just saying it's more easy to meet a large group of people through Twitter and everything else. But that's why with me, I've been trying to work and trying to get a decent car that can actually go longer than what it's been going now because it's been kind of ass without one. So really kind of limited, and I'm making the most of my opportunity, which I have right now. But I got to admit it's a little bit difficult. So I'm trying to do everything that you're telling me to do, and schools will start in a couple of 2-3 months, and try to join as much stuff as I can, and let's see where it goes, see what happens.
Okay. Okay. Really, well, again, man, happy birthday. And, enjoy that shit. You only turn 21 once.
All right, thanks, and one more thing though, and I know you probably ain't gonna do it, but since the rest of the night, can you probably make me a mod for the rest of my birthday, or you probably don't care?
I'll think about it. Let me think about it for a few minutes. Let me see what we can do with that. You'll find out in a few minutes.
All right, man, I'll leave you alone.
All right, Josh. I appreciate the call, man.
Always, man.
Already.
Oh man, that was a good one.
All right. Let me see.
What's going on out there, Mr. Trill there? What's going on with you? Hey man, I agree with what you just said to him, man. But one thing I want to add to that is this here: when you trying to build your social circle, me personally, man, just leave social media alone. It could be that I'm old school and I don't mess with it myself. That could be what it is. But the reason why I'm saying that is this here: social media will never ever replace physically talking to someone face to face, dealing with that human emotion on a regular basis. And God damn it, Jay, you're talking shit already. How
Just
you
gonna come
doing?
in talking shit, man.
You doing today? What's going on with this man? You know what I'm saying? You know, but uh, I say it like this here, man. Know your self worth, like the title says, and don't let nobody tell you nothing different. You know what's right and wrong. You of age, you're 21. You know right and wrong. Uh, that's all I gotta say about that one.
No,
What's up?
no.
Okay.
So, again, like I said, y'all let me know if the sound is sounding a little bit better. I know we've been having some technical difficulties on and off, and I'm trying to get it all in order. So we gonna try to make that shake. Um, but yeah, man, like I think that's the deal, man. Like I said, at this point, no more. You have no excuse. You're 21. You're grown. You got access to everything that you want access to, and I'm just saying, man. I mean, everything is in your hands now. The wheel situation. I understand. The ride situation may not be what you want it to be, but that's the benefit of things now, like public transportation. Hey, utilize it. If you really want to get somewhere, you're in the city, you got access to everything. It may not be the way you want to do it, but if you determine to get to a particular place, location, whatever, hey, strategize that shit out. And then, especially with y'all got the rail shit right down there. Y'all got so much more access to shit. Uber, Lyft, whatever the fuck that shit is, whatever is available, use that shit. Hey, if it's bad enough, get a motherfucking bike. Like, don't let anything be an excuse to hold you back. Just because there are so many modern comforts that are available doesn't mean that you have to have every single one before you can amplify your situation. So, they do what you got to do, man. You got to get one of them little bitty mini motorbikes. So they can be ride the fuck out there. But if it's getting you where you need to go, do what you got to do, man. You know what I'm saying? And so that's all I'm saying. Don't let anything be a reason to withhold yourself, because I know a lot of youngsters think, oh, if I pull up on the bus, people gonna say this, or if I'm doing this, man, fuck them people. You know what I'm saying? Make
Yeah,
friends, network, but in the end, fuck them people. Do what's best for yourself, because that's what's most important. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. The rest of it does not matter. Um,
it's true. I rode the bus plenty of time. Let me give you a true story on that real quick. Uh, Me personally, this is what happened one time. I was on a bus and I was going home. I was coming home from work. Now, me personally, I'm not never too proud to ever ride a bus, even though I have a car. Now, this was a long time ago in my early 20s. I was on the bus coming home from work. Saw this good looking girl on the bus, started to holler at her. She was like, hell no, I want to talk to you. You ain't got no car. I said, bitch, you don't either. So, you know what I'm saying? But the next day, coincidentally, I saw her at Greenspoint Mall.
yeah,
And I started walking to my car.
yeah,
She's like, oh, you do got a car? I said, I sure do. And I drove the fuck off. They didn't say nothing to her.
yeah. Straight up, fuck
And
'em. You know?
at the end of the day, what I'm saying is this, that's how you know if someone's really, well, more likely, we'll put it like that, will be interested in you because they don't care about what you don't have or what you do have or anything like that. They'll see you and then they'll be more interested in being trying to, see what's up with you as a person. Because once she saw I had a car, then she wanted to try to, flirt with me, get with me. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
So you'll figure those things out as you get older, man. Time goes on. You said you 20, just turned 21. Trust me, you're gonna figure a lot of things out.
We'll take this call here. We got calling in. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who do we got calling in to the den this evening?
What's up, Honcho? It's baby.
Man, AB, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind, man?
Shit, nothing, man. I'm trying to wake the fuck up. Had a 14-hour shift,
They putting in
but
work.
I had to wake up and check in on the DM before I lay back down before my ass gotta go back at 4. But, man, self-worth for me, man, has been like damn near my last 10-year journey, man. But really breaking away from being what others want you to be. When you grow up, your parents want you to be, or they see a vision for you as far as how they want you to be, right?
Yeah.
But you can't live your life based on that solely. You can let it guide you to a certain extent, but eventually you're gonna break off and become who you are as a man or woman. And to me, that self worth comes from within, and uh, when you can start being okay with the decisions you make, and you don't give a fuck about what anybody else's opinion about how you feel, or what your thoughts inside you. That's when you say, okay, I value myself more than I value the opinion of others, or I value who I am more than I value um, making somebody else happy, right? Um, and when we do that, when we do make someone happy, that's by your choice. You give up a part of yourself to say, you know what, I'll compromise my happiness to make you happy, but that's my choice, and not because I have to. And that's when you start realizing, okay, it is myself. My self worth is higher, and that's what I've learned. I mean, I was always taught to put women had a higher value than myself. And that's just we can call that simping today. But um, definitely, man, it's definitely a true thing. We were talking about mental health earlier. I missed that episode, but I caught back up with it. That's part of it, man. We I ain't gonna say we. I'll just say me. Fuck it. Um, had to really get a grip on who we are individually. You know, even though we walk this planet together, you definitely have to come to a point in your life where you understand who you are on a personal level, and a mental level, spiritual level, and emotional level. As a human being. So um, it don't come easy. You gotta go through some pains and shit. You gotta go through some experiences, but for the most part, you know your self worth when you're not giving, you're not living your life for others. You're living your life for you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I understand. I was the same way. Early on, overvaluing, putting other people's, you know, consideration before my own. And when you go back and you look at some of the opportunities you missed doing that, or things, decisions
Oh,
that you
for
made that may have
sure.
been poor by doing that, I don't say I have regrets, but I have better understanding. And so definitely you make those changes.
Oh yeah, my sister had a big time issue with that. She was a people pleaser,
Yeah.
and it made me sick, like in my stomach. I was like, why you do that? Like what? Why do you need to feel like you need to make people feel better, man? And certain things in her aspect in her life, she could have avoided if she wasn't a people pleaser. And some people don't have enough, self confidence in themselves. They need the approval of others to give themselves self value, and that's one of the things that where we're hurting at too. Like we feel like we need to get approval from certain people before we feel value from ourselves. Like I think Steve Harvey got that issue. People think he's so grand and great, but I see him. He hurting, man. He still got issues. He need he needs to be approved by certain people before he feels like he's made it
Yeah.
or he's good. Otherwise, he's like, man, fuck that. If I got to start over to do what I need to do to make what money I need to make, I don't need your fucking money. I'll make my own fucking money. But he ain't got that kind of personality. He feel like, oh, I'll do what you need me to do that. Okay, I'll do that. What else I need to do? Okay, just give me a list. I'll just run down the fucking list and check that list off. As long as you say yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't like that type of shit.
Yeah.
That look like a weak ass man to me. That don't look like no strength.
Yeah.
A lot of women follow behind that shit, and I don't understand that shit.
Yeah.
And they say they want a strong man, but I don't think a lot of modern women know what a strong man is when they follow behind people like that.
Yeah. And that's my deal, like with Steve. And I like Steve initially, but Steve is in a position where, one, he worth a nice chunk of change, and you have the ability to start. Shit, Ben really had the ability to start doing some things on your own. So there's people with a lot less of a net worth who
Right.
branch off and do their own shit and pave their own lane. And so it just kind of makes me wonder a couple of things, about Steve. There was especially I'd heard about that beef that him and Bernie had a while back, and it's just a few little things that I started to question about Steve and his morals and his own personal, like you said, kind of the way he views himself is questionable.
Yeah. Yeah. That interview with Monique confirmed everything that I felt about him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you checked that out or
Yeah,
not.
I saw the interview. My
Uh,
thing with the interview with Monique is is like this, and I don't feel like what he told her was wrong because if you trying to get in that world, she knows how that world operates, and if you want back in that world and you want to play that game, then that's the way that game is played. But my thing with Monique is, I'm like, man, you have enough of a name. Again, build your own lane. If you don't want to succumb to them rules, I'm a person that doesn't like succumbing to other people's rules, so I'll be more than happy to pave my own lane and go through it. So I would say you have enough of a following, a building. I think that's what she is doing now, to pave your own lane, get your own following behind you, and do your own thing. You may not be in those blockbuster
right.
movies. You may not be in this, that, and the third. But if you want back in that Holly weird world, and we know it's Holly weird, then that's the rules that they play by. So I don't think necessarily in that interview that he was telling her wrong for what she wanted, but what he was saying as far as, you know, to do that, to stay there, that's not a world I would want to be in, you know. But if that's what he likes, I get what he was saying. But I can agree with you on that, that, you know, he's willing to succumb to whatever, you know, doing whatever these people say. But if you want in that game, that's a game I can't play. But those are the rules of that particular
Right.
game, you know. And so, you know, certain type of
Yeah,
people like that.
I don't disagree with that part. Yeah, I don't disagree with that part at all. Like you say, if you want that money, if you want dirty money or you want quick money, you probably gotta do some dirty shit to get it.
Yeah.
So I understand that. I just didn't like the part where he was basically saying sell out,
Yeah.
sell all the way out, because that's what I'm gonna do. Because if it comes between me and you, guess what? I'm choosing me,
Yeah.
and fuck you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, but and that's just who he is. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like I said. Sometimes you look at certain people and you be disappointed when you find out who they really are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, damn, I didn't know
And
that's how you really felt.
I had to give Monique props too, because like I said, I know I was hard on Monique for some of the stuff that was going on, and some of the things that she was saying, because there's a few things that she was kind of saying that I didn't care for the way that she was putting it with the Netflix thing, because, you know, Cat Williams came out and gave the next
Yeah.
Netflix game, and it's like, hey, it's based on your ticket sales, so if you're not selling like that, they're not going to offer you that money. It's a business in the end of it, you know, regardless of all the work you put in, it's about what you're putting out right now. But the thing
Right.
is, when Steve got canceled, you know, we got this cancel culture. But when he got canceled, Monique was basically, man, and everybody was like, oh, he tagging her and all the shit. She was like, man, I don't find enjoyment in any of that. I don't find enjoyment in him, you know, suffering. I don't find enjoyment in Lee Daniels getting canceled, because ultimately, you know, that's the culture we have of turning on ourselves, and, you know, it's like the damn hyenas
Right.
in the fucking Lion King. You know what I'm saying? When somebody fell off, they was with the shit. And then once you know, they turned on the motherfucking ass. But she's like, you know, I still view him as a brother. I still view him as, you know, this, that, and the third. And I find it unfortunate, because not only him, it's all the people who work on those sets. It's all the people who work for those people that are also getting canceled. The lesser names that we don't see, they're getting canceled too. And I say that's some stand up shit right there. That's leadership type shit right there, because you don't, you know, what is the saying, that leaders eat last. And so you know that if you
Yeah.
getting fucked
Yeah.
off, everybody below them is getting fucked off. And so I respect, I commend
Exactly.
him for that mindset.
Exactly. Let me ask you another question. Flip this the topic on in another direction. If it's like and you know, we all know that, you know, it's a police state right now. What self value or self worth do you think police officers hold right now? Do you feel like, because to me it's like a bully culture because of the clothes I wear. It allows me to do or treat someone differently than I would if I didn't have these clothes on. Like, is that a lack of self worth, or do they feel like because of the clothes, or is it a whole nother thing that only have nothing to do with self worth?
Man, that's a very, very, very good question. Now, like I said, because I look at a lot of these situations, I apply my own personal experiences, you know, with law enforcement, and all of them haven't been peachy keen, and, you know, it is my experience have been based on a lot of my action and stuff like that. But I think there are a lot of sociopaths behind the bed, but I do believe that there are a lot of people who go into law enforcement with good intentions. But what I think is happening more so now, more than anything else, is you see everywhere you go, you see these big hiring sprees. We need more law enforcement. We need more law. And I honestly believe a lot of it now is there's a lot of underqualified motherfuckers that are in. I had a homegirl. She told me she was gonna be. I ain't talked to her since, but she talking about she was gonna become a cop. I'm like, how are you about to become a cop? You ain't never been in the best shape. You know what I'm saying? You look and you know, but you had the credentials and all this other stuff. And, you know, I don't know if she was going to go to the academy, whatever it was. And it was like, and they're going to be willing to hire you. You know, you more likely, if you got a situation that's coming in, you're a timid person. I've, you know, known you for a while, as you're not really somebody I would consider a brave soul. And, you know, you want to get out there on the streets and deal with the derelicts of society. Now, at the same time, Again, after, really the 2 or 3 little stints and then, a little city jail or county, whatever, you see some of them motherfuckers in there. So I don't necessarily always go all in. Look, I'm not a bootlicker. I'm not worshiping what they do. It's a lot of fucked up shit that does go on. I kind of look at it, case by case.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's some people that's got to handle this because, look, I'm not finna deal with it. It's like I dealt with some niggas over some shit. And look, that's not something I want to do on a daily basis, for 12 hours a day or however long they work their shifts or whatever. And so some people, I give them, I commend them. Some of them, they do use that badge as an abuse of power, but I think they put the badge before anything. They put that, what's the thin blue line or whatever they call it, or the blue wall or whatever they call it. Some of them who do put that before
The blue
anything.
wall.
Yeah. And, I personally feel like you should be putting people first. That's the protect and serve is the thing, but I don't know if it's a lot of people that are following that. Again, it's and the way I look at it is it's a case by case situation. Like the situation that just happened here in Harris County with the dude, they ran up on him talking about, oh, your dog is stolen. And he's talking about my dog microchipped and all this. Oh, well, you look like this dude who got warrants in Louisiana. I already know. And he called him 2 or 3 different names and trying to handcuff him in front of his house and all that. So then he go and get the phone. The man sitting there telling me, like, whoever you calling me, that's not me. You don't know my name. And then he goes and gets the picture. I'm telling you, this is you. And, his partner come up and the partner about to get into it. It could have easily turned into a situation. Then he goes and gets the phone. I'm telling you, this is you. And then he goes and gets the phone and he shows it. Oh, it's not you. Oh, my bad. Okay, well, we leaving now. We finna, like, you just harassed this man. Let's be realistic, because you was trying to put him in cuffs. You was trying to do all this stuff, and you didn't even have factual information. This man just at his house minding his own business, walking his dog. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. I can't get in line with that. You're supposed to be a professional. You're supposed to have your information, because you can't. One person getting fucked over in the name of justice is one too many. You know what I'm saying? But have those facts correct. But at the same time, like I say, when you're dealing with certain individuals, look, it's motherfuckers who can make it very difficult to do that job. You know what I'm saying? As for all the, you got a lot of people, we highlight certain videos or all the cops that they doing this and doing that, but it's a lot of shit I've seen niggas then tussle with the cop and beating up on the cops and do all that, and they go to jail. They don't end up getting shot. They don't get all this other stuff. So I think some cops get a bad rap for other cops' actions. I think that some cops do take it over the line, because look, if you've been anywhere, there's certain places where it's those certain cops that got them nicknames and stuff because they're known for doing certain behaviors just to either get those numbers or whatever it is. So I just think it's an individual basis, man. Is what are their real motives? What is their real intentions of getting on the police force? Is it just a job? Is it because they really want to, clean up the neighborhood? Is it, a power trip? Because like I said, I know dudes that I went to high school with, they became law, and it's a power trip because they used to get punked in high school all the time. But then they get that feeling of power behind them, and now they Billy Badass. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a tough question, but I think it's a case by case basis, man. But I think a lot of them, there's a lot in each category when you look at it.
Yeah, I was about to be a cop, believe it or not.
Word.
I was going to be a Hillsborough County up down in Tampa, and I was in the academy, and every state now, every southern state got their own level of racism. It's levels to this shit. And Florida got a different level of racism. Texas racism is like more hidden and quiet and shit. Florida and like the closer you get, like the middle states like Alabama, Mississippi, they shit fucked up. They don't give a fuck. They wear nooses around on their shoulders and be like, come over here if you want to. Yeah. The Florida racism is like backwoods hillbilly shit. Yeah. And I'm in the academy, and they talking like I'm not there. Like I ain't. Like most of the time when you go in the black neighborhood, it's best safe to pull your weapon immediately to let them know you're not. I'm like, wait, hold up. I said, what the neighborhood got to do with the weapon being drawn? Like, you're talking about deadly force, right? And there's like, see, that's what we can't have. We can't have you have any favoritism. And I was like, wait. You just showing that you have favoritism on the opposite side. What the fuck you mean? Like, this didn't make sense to me, right? They say, well, you got to understand, it's the brother. You got to protect your brothers first. And like I say, none of y'all motherfuckers ain't my brothers. That's how y'all think. Ain't it took me a while to decide like what I want to do, because I was like, I thought this is what I wanted to do, because I wanted to make a difference. But at the same time, it's like I can't condone, because it's just me, and it don't seem like there's motherfuckers in here standing up to this shit. And I've known motherfuckers to get killed by their own fellow officers for speaking up against their ass. So it's like, okay, I don't think this is for me. So that experience itself has changed my opinion and shed some light on the inside, saying, damn, man, these motherfuckers ain't really about looking out for the people. They looking out for themselves. And it's like a gang. They got a fucking gang out here. So I ain't gonna derail the fucking show no more, but I was just sharing that part.
You all good. I mean, that's good to know from a personal experience. That's good stuff to to hear, to hear those kind of stories. I talked about. I was helping somebody with a campaign. They were trying to get. I want to say elected for constable. I can't even remember, but. And he shared some stories. He was a white officer. He had a black wife, and he would talk about how he would come to work, and inside his locker he would see like nooses, or he would see maybe put a sign in there, nigger lover, or draw different kind of shit, and just crazy ass shit. So I know that he was straight up. It exists. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not one to say that it just doesn't exist. It doesn't happen. But so I mean that's interesting to hear though.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the topics, man. I don't know how the fuck you come up with a topic every fucking day and keep it moving like that, man. But that shit's impressive, bro.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, AB, man. You know what I'm saying? When you got you gonna be back on the 21st on the show, right?
Yeah, 21st, man. I actually talked to her yesterday, and I was like, hey, so do we have any topics that we gonna cover, or are we winging it? Yeah. She said, well, I'm gonna throw a couple of things out, and then we gonna wing it from there. Yeah. I said, oh shit. I said, all right. I said, I ain't holding back, right? She said, I don't want you to. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get this work.
Yeah, that's a BET. I'm gonna tune in and check it. I just watched the other one where I think where the women went off. I think I caught most of it. I think I had about like 15 minutes left of that one. I gotta finish that one, but that one was pretty good. But okay, that's better. I'm gonna be tuning in and checking you out, man.
I appreciate it, Honcho.
All right, that's good, AB. Appreciate the call, man. Already, shout out to AB, and that's my thing, man, and that's why I say I try to operate from a case by case, because I don't believe everybody has bad intentions, but there are. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we could be straight up and be honest about it. There are those who have no good faith and don't want to. It's a job to them. Let me take this call real quick. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Man, it's your boy Roman.
Roman, what's the motherfucking deal? What's on your mind, Roman?
Man, first of all, I want to say what's up, man up, man. It's good to see you. But, okay. So we talking about self-worth here. I think the thing with self-worth, man, I'm talking especially about black people. I don't think we set standards for ourselves, Honcho. I mean, think about it. Look how many times you see black mamas or daddies or just like people in general. Good example, going to these schools with these hairdressers on, right? I mean, shower caps, nightgowns, slides. Not present yourself to even look presentable to go to places. Yeah. Dudes are sagging until their whole underwear, their whole motherfucking underwear is fucking showing, bro. Yeah. It's insulting, man. It's nasty, it's disgusting, and it's like if you're not setting a standard for yourself. And by what I mean by not saying standard is like you're not saying, you know what, I have to be like this every day. I have to. And I'm not saying put pressure on yourself. I'm just saying knowing that I have to look good everywhere I go, man, because I'm gonna be looked at, I'm gonna be judged. I got to show that I ain't that typical like that black person. I ain't that typical nigga like they want to say. I'm going out there. I'm professional everywhere I go, and I just feel like black people have a hard way. Have a bad way of doing that. Now I know that's not every black person. I don't like to say, "Oh, it's all of us." Because it ain't all of us. So I ain't one of those people. I'm not about to come out the house looking bad. Nope. But I come from a family. My family wouldn't let me do that, and I ain't about to let it do it to myself. But it's what we see, and what you see a lot, especially living in the hood, man. It's disgusting, man. And this goes back to self worth, man. I'm getting me real quick. I feel my self worth, man. I know my self worth is I feel I gotta help people. And what I mean by help people, I mean make a change, do something. Because I'll be honest with you, Hans, I look at black people, I feel like we misguided. I feel like we don't know where to go. I feel like we can't uh, create our own decisions without hearing somebody else's. And what I mean by that, we go to the news, we talk to each other. We go to these different sources to gather our opinions. You know, without I think without somebody to actually give somebody guidance and really to just help somebody understand what they're thinking and how they're thinking like that. You know, and especially from our own people. You know, you expect me. It's like they want you to believe Tucker Carlson or what's that man's name or Cooper. What was his name?
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper. They want you to believe those as when they talk about a statistic about black people. Oh yeah, believe it because we got all the facts and everything we know. Well, Tucker Carlson or Cooper, Anderson Cooper has stepped one foot in the hood. You know, and what I mean is we need somebody, and I don't mean political. I mean somebody that's actually to give black people a greater image of what we can be. Not adding politics, but how can we increase the wealth in the neighborhoods? How we can figure out this crisis of black folks walking out. And I'm gonna be honest, man, how we can stop the pushing of these agendas, including the homosexual agenda, man, that's pushed every day on black people. Figure out to do that. And I feel like that's my purpose, man. My self worth is to help. And the thing is, I don't think everybody's found their self worth. So I think the best thing to do, man. Well, okay, hold up. I don't think I think I know my self worth, but other people don't know theirs. And in a way, they gotta find it. They gotta find what is something they know that is special to them, or something they know that is good to them that they know they could do. And when they find that, man, I feel like they finally have their self worth of what they want to be and how they want to do it, man. So, man, that's my call. Wait, hold on, Honcho.
Yo.
Man, I had a whole after my grandma fought. This was off track. I'm sorry, guys. This was off track, man. Whole fucking drunk DJ gave me a whole talking lesson yesterday. Oh my god. Like a drunk as hell, had the Hennessy, had the 40. I mean, drunk as hell, trying giving me life lessons. He was cool and all, but I'm like, I don't know what the hell that nigga was trying to say to me, but I'm just sitting there bobbing my head. This nigga gave me a whole, trying to give me a history lesson. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, y'all. That's what the thing. That shit was funny, man. But I'm getting off track, man. That's my call, man.
Already. You got the drunk DJ history lesson. He gave the history of the rap.
Yeah, man, he was cool. Like he was cool, man. He was saying some real shit. He was like, "Oh, Roman, he said Roman, but he was like, man, the things you say, things you do, man, you going places." Which I mean, I agree, and I have to understand that. But that goes in different other aspects. And you know how when people are drunk, they talk about one thing, and one thing leads into talking about spaceships and aliens. The shit's all over the damn place, man. So that's my call, man.
Already, man. Appreciate your call there, Roman.
I mean, anytime.
Already. And we'll take this last call, then we're going to let Man Up have a chance to, spill his thoughts on some of these things. I want to talk about a couple of other things. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey man, it's Unbeaten Sports.
Unbeaten. What's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind?
All right. So I know that the topic tonight is self worth, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I think that self worth and self love are synonyms, and the root of getting to both of them is knowledge of self. knowing exactly who you are as a person, as an individual. You know what I'm saying? Not what you've been taught in school, not what your mama told you, not belief system that's what you've been raised upon. Like what truly matters to you at your core. First identify that, and then once you identify that, then you can kind of go about, I guess you would say, a plan of action, right? And so,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like your self worth. I was hearing like earlier, you was talking about the dude World Star, and he wanted to get a Lamborghini or whatever it was. It's like I guess people got to more realize that we don't get value by what we own and what we possess and what we've created. Rather, we are valuable. Therefore, we create the reality that we're in and the things that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I kind of want. I heard the last call in. I'm not trying to like rebuke it, but like at the same time, I've seen like I was hearing it was like he's to me it seemed like sound like he was confusing self worth with purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was like you got to find your self worth, and I was like, well, kind of you like what I felt like he was describing is your purpose and like what it is exactly that you're good at, you're unique at, and that's what you should be doing. Also, I kind of heard him like along the lines of like, oh, the black community needs a leader. I don't believe in that. I'm not looking to another man to validate me because it's the same thing that you're saying that the black people need an image to portray positively is then counterintuitive to which exactly the point that you were talking in the beginning, which was that you need to find what's unique to yourself. Look inside of yourself. Everything that you need to build what you want is already inside of you. You're already valuable, right? And it's up to you to realize this and take full advantage of it.
I got a question for you, Unbeaten. That's a good, a very. I mean, you make some excellent points there. Do you think though we as black folks do we ostracize those of us who do try to venture out and do something different? Those who do value other stuff than what most of us commonly value? Do you think that we do that as a culture?
Absolutely. 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 I mean, like, it's like I believe in unity, right? And amongst our race, I believe in it. But at the same time, I feel as though like when somebody comes with a different idea, like how Kanye comes with his support of Trump and all his conservative thought process, we completely ostracize them. Whereas like is really a strength in numbers, and got to realize that like all black people don't fit inside the same mold. We can't be playing the same role in movies, and like it's a whole vibe to it. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I feel like we do ostracize people.
Okay.
That we really shouldn't.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing because me personally, I see a lot of kind of along the lines of what you're saying, but then we'll say that maybe publicly, but then when somebody does something different, and all of a sudden, like you said, well, Kanye thinks different. Oh, he this, that, or the third. He ain't this. Or if you have maybe a white person who does one or two things that we commonly associate with black folks, oh, they invited to the cookout, and this, and and all that kind of crazy stuff like that. So I definitely. I agree. I agree with what you're saying, man. And I agree with the don't confuse the self-worth with purpose. Because those are two completely different things. So I definitely agree with that.
Absolutely. I know the conversation coming to an end, but I just want to drill it in again, man. Like we don't like we as people we don't find value in what we own. Rather, we are valuable. Therefore, we create a reality where we own these possessions. We created whatever it is that we want.
I agree with that. And I know you copied a couple of them books, right?
Yeah. The books you recommended to me, which was actually I have them on my bed right now with me. Think and Grow Rich and How to Win and Influence People.
Yeah. Have you found any value?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. With Think and Grow Rich, I'm starting to dabble into how to win friends and influence people, but Think and Grow Rich kind of struck me to my core, along with like just me recently going on like a purge, and like I've been fasting lately. I've been doing different things and going to research and digging deep inside myself, and so this is a topic that's kind of like it's already in my I don't know what you call it, like it's already in my universe is what I've already been thinking about.
Yeah. Man, I love to hear that. That's good shit to hear. I love that. Absolutely, absolutely.
So,
Okay. Anything else you want to add there, Unbeat?
nah, man, that's it.
Man, hey, I appreciate it, man. That's a great call, man. And like I said, I'm gonna speak on some of the things you just talked about. So I appreciate your call.
All right.
All right, have a good man. Shout out to Unbeaten, man, because man, that's what I like to hear. You know, when you got to go and sometimes and to kind of combine with what he said is that you do sometimes have to kind of go on, a personal journey. You got to kind of, like you said, purge yourself because so much of this stuff is. Oh man, it's funny. I know we got a call coming in, but I want to hold off on the calls for a second, so that way we can have a chance to address some of the stuff that is going on. And I'm gonna take these little dilly dallies out of my ear, man. So here's the deal, right? Here's the deal. Man, of the last two calls, is there anything that you would like to speak on? Anything that stood out to you that kind of rang a bell, or anything that makes you want to address?
Let me ask you this real quick. I forgot his name, but he hosts that show. Let's Make a Deal. What's his name?
Who did Let's Make a Deal?
What's his name? Y'all know it in the chat. What's his name? He hosted that show. Let's Make a Deal.
I can't remember his name.
Thank you, Wayne Brady.
Oh, Wayne Brady. Okay.
Knew himself. No, not Monty Hall. Wayne Brady. That man knew his self-worth. I was watching a few days ago his story, his life story, and what I mean by that is he was not accepted in the black community. He was hated by his own people because of the path he took to be successful in life. Things like that. He was hated because he married a non-black woman. All that stuff. Now, and what I mean by that is he didn't really care about what other people said about him to him and stuff like that. He went on to do what he wanted to do, and he did it. That's basically part of your self-worth as well. Saying, look, this is my goal. This is what I'm trying to be at, and you're going to achieve it. Not really caring about what other people are saying. Excuse me. Not really caring that what I'm doing, it might not be the typical way of other black people or things like that, but I'm doing what I got to do to survive on this earth. And what I'm saying about that, what I mean by that, is this. When you know who you are as a person, you know what your goals are and what you're trying to do, and you surround yourself with the right type of people, you're not letting others dictate who you are and what you're doing, what you should and should not be doing, and things like that. The man worked his ass off to get where he got to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if you look at him these days, he's not doing as much work, but he's collecting about the same amount of money because he knew what he was doing. He stayed focused. He kept on a straight and narrow path. Yeah, there was some bumps in the road, some potholes and all that stuff, but he stayed on a straight and narrow path. And my point in saying all this here is this here. We all should know our self-worth by my personal opinion. I know everybody's journey in life is going to be different, but my personal opinion, by your late 30s, you should know what it is that you're doing, what it is your value, and things like that. Like I said, I know everybody's journey is different, so later. Yeah. What I'm saying is this here. If you're going to ask, if you say, man, what's your the first thing I would do is bring up my wife and my people. These two here, they are okay, is my value, my self-worth in life.
Yeah.
Because that's my ultimate goal is to make sure that these two are okay. Now, the reason why I'm saying all that is this here. Is that when you don't care, well, I ain't gonna say don't care, but when you don't let something bother you, what other people are saying, then your self-worth is what their opinion of you is. That's what I'm saying. For example, I told y'all before I like to listen to a little bit of. Of course, people talk shit about me because I'm black and I ain't supposed to be listening to. I don't give a damn. I listen to what I want to listen to.
Yeah.
If I was to sit here and change, say, okay, yeah, you're right, then my value as a person is not dictating what I feel is like. Like, oh, I knew I should have put my head,
Yeah, because
but
I was trying to mute myself to make sure it was coming through clear, but it's kind of like it's kind of it hit like little muffled spots.
can y'all hear me? Okay,
Yeah.
you hear me better? Okay. Well, what I was saying was that when you can't value yourself on what you like to do, you care about what other people care about, what other people care say about you. Excuse me. You don't really care. And all that is this here. Somebody brought in the chat earlier. I forgot who it was. I think it was Miss Carter White was saying something about a lazy guy living at home or something like that. She was saying that man wouldn't know his own self worth and his own self value because at the end of the day, we're all supposed to at a certain point in life journey out there in the world on our own. Figure who we are and what we do and accomplish on our own. At the end of this person, is how it goes. And I see her. Oh, go ahead.
Like I said, it's just kind of cutting in, like it'll hit a little like muffled parts. So I want to make sure that everything you're saying gets heard, so that that they can catch you.
Okay, I see Heidi saying when I lean back. I'll fix that in a minute. I think it's something because I wasn't totally prepared when I started, so I do apologize to everybody. But I get it right. But I see certain people are still talking about what happened last night in the den.
Yeah.
But I will say this here. Uh, that no self that you're gonna let someone dictate and say about you, and you don't really, then you don't really care about who you are as a person. Because I was in the chat, I was like, hell, Jay Dizzle used to talk to me up all the damn time. And I never broke down crying. I never said he should be banned or anything like that. No, I just said, uh, uh, I was just like, okay, I'm still gonna be me. I'm still gonna say what I say, do what I do, and things like that. Not everybody's gonna always agree with you. Not everybody's gonna always, be your friend. Some people like to joke with you and in a different type of way. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is, hey, I hear certain people, and I'll be looking in the chat. People be cursing each other out all the time, but they still come back and they still talk shit, and it is what it is. So, so, and one thing I've always said, I said this here: if you're watching a TV show and you don't like what was on, if you just turn your TV on, you don't like what was on, you'll end up changing the channel until you find something you're interested in. Or you just might turn your TV off and go on about your business. Why can't people do that on YouTube or on social media platforms? Always say their piece of this and that offended me and stuff like that. Man, if you watch TV or if you do anything, go out in the world, you're gonna always be offended.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. Move on with your life. As soon as you let somebody see your weakness, they're gonna take advantage of you like it ain't nothing. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this here, and I'm gonna let you give your spiel, Honcho. At the end of the day, I'm gonna say this here. I think that whole situation was crazy. didn't make no sense to me. I, if I have a problem, first of all, I decide what's going on. It is what it is.
Yeah. And my thing is this, y'all know me, man. I try to be as fair as possible. I want people to come in here. I want people to enjoy themselves. There's not many places where freedom of thought, speech, opinion is encouraged. You have plenty of places you can go on the internet if you want to subscribe to one particular belief. If you just want to hear all conservative talk, there's plenty of places you can go, even though they're getting shadow banned and stuff. If you want to hear all overly liberal talk, if you want to hear all feminist conversation, if you want to hear all red pill conversation, if you want to hear, black feminists, you want to hear anti-black woman, if you want to hear anti-black people, you want to hear pro-black, like anywhere you want to go on the internet, you can find what you're looking for. I want the den to be a place where everybody's welcome, even if you have an opinion that is, maybe not necessarily agreed upon. But where it will not be, I'm gonna let grown folks argue, and I'm gonna let them get it out their system, and do what they do. But I'm not to be held responsible, like I say, for grown folks. And it's a certain point, like you said, a certain age. When you need to know who you are, what you're about, and if you can't deal with that, then your best bet is to remove yourself. If you come in here making a situation where everybody else is uncomfortable because of you, everybody is, not enjoying themselves because of one individual. And man, look, I don't like to block anybody. I don't like to, because I think that's against the whole purpose of free speech. But when it's not about speech, when you come in here, you're going to play the victim role and, oh, this is happening to me and only me. But yet you see 1,000 other people, no, not 1,000, but several other people call in, hey, you know what, I'm white, I've never had a problem. You heard of people calling, I'm a woman, I've never had an issue. I'm, this, that, or third, and I've never had this problem, I've never had this issue. Hey, you know what, I've argued with people, and you know what, I've been timed out, and it's not a big deal, it is what it is. But yet, it's only one individual in particular taking it personal who is still threatening me, but I'm the e-bully or whatever else it may be. My thing is this, man. You know what? If I don't like something, just like you said, if it's on TV, change the channel. If I go into a conversation on YouTube, I don't like what the host of that channel or whoever that is saying, and I don't care for it. Okay, I'm gonna slide out. This ain't my bag. This ain't for me. But my thing is, sitting here pointing fingers at people and then not owning up to your participation in the situation, again, that says nothing about me. That says nothing about the den. That says more so about the individual themselves and the way they want to be viewed, that they want to be perceived as a victim. They want this either this pity party or whatever else it may be, when nobody's done any of these things to you, or nobody's done anything to you that you haven't engaged in with yourself. When situations were, most of the time, it's other folks in the chat who explain to, newer folks what's happening, what this is about, what that's about, or what's going on, or, kind of the culture that we have, or, what this particular means. And generally it's the mods that do that. And then you get mad because you may not understand it, or you may not comprehend, or why it's this way or why it's that way. And you expect someone to change what they've been doing. I'll be honest, the den hasn't, it's been going on about a year or so since things have kind of changed up, but still been doing the den for years now. And because you want a certain thing, you want everybody else to change their behaviors and everybody else to change their act. It's just not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's easier for an individual to change than it is to try to get a mass group of people to change. And so I'm mad. I'm looking for something, but people still, they feel like, again, and maybe that's a delusional value or vision of self-worth. And I can't tell anybody, how they should view themselves. That's not my job. It's not what I'm telling you. If you feel like, you worth this and this and this, then you need to go somewhere where you're treated in that manner. As opposed to just trying to convince a bunch of people by whining and crying about something that this is the way it should be, this is how it's supposed to be because, I'm the only person that feels uncomfortable here. Well, then here's might not be where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just really it. Like, I can only do so much. I don't have a magic time machine to say, hey, well, let me go back in time and erase all these things that happened. Let me do this. Like, look, man, you do what you must, you feel what you feel is necessary. There's no way I'm going to sit in a place, continue to watch something that makes me feel whatever way it makes me feel that I don't like, and just sit there to continue hoping that I can find something bad to feel bad about. I have a real life, and I enjoy my life, and I'm happy. Like I say, going to the little one game, going out about in town, eating out, doing different things, and just like I enjoy my life. The simple things. I'm not finna go somewhere to upset myself. I'm not finna fucking sit on something for weeks at a time to marinate about. There's too much other shit going on. I have to say this, no, because I'm still getting, the den line is being infiltrated. So yeah, I'm addressing it. Man, like, huh?
Oh, my bad. I thought you, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you saying? Because I was just kind of rambling.
Oh, okay. But I want to say real quick, man. I watch a lot of things on YouTube before I started watching you on YouTube, and you're the only show that I personally seen. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But you're the only one that I've seen that really interact with the viewers. No other sports channel, no other talk show, no other. Even on TV, they don't do that. All in, people are, excuse me, not you, but people are calling in. They'll give their opinions, whatever the topic is for the day. They'll even change the topic, and we'll start talking about that. You get where I'm coming from. It's just that this is the only one I've ever seen that will interact with the people. And to me, that is the most entertaining thing ever. For me to say, okay, I'm gonna give my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's not the fact that I'll be on here sometimes with you. No, it's the fact that when I first started watching you, I was watching Soft Sports. That 16-0 video. That's a lot of people caught on to you with that 16-0 video. Now, with that being said, though, when I started watching that, and I seen that you created a phone line and stuff like that, to me, that kind of got me more interested. Then you kept saying subscribe to the den. I subscribe to the den, and you got more and more people calling in, giving their opinions about whatever's going on, whatever their topic is, things like that. Like yesterday, the topic was Free Range Friday was on your mind. People start talking about different things. Your first call was that certain person. I'm not going to say the name, but the first call was that certain person. They gave the spiel. Y'all had y'all little thing, whatever. Then people start talking about other things. Like the lady started talking about the woman that got killed in Chicago. Well, from Chicago, but she moved to Africa. Then people started talking about abortions, things like that. And that's why I had caught it towards the end of the abortions. But to me, it's the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you speak to us and you're more than willing to say, okay, I'm going to create this and I want to talk to the people. Call in, give your opinion. And I love the way that you do that. Nobody else does that. Well, I haven't seen one. That's how I'm going to put it. That's how I'm going to put it. Nobody else does that. And the way you put things in perspective, the way that you say things to us when we're watching you. How did you seal it? That was funny. You sealed it, Howdy. I have to say this here. I wonder why nobody else has never thought about these things. I said, and I thought about this earlier today, when I told you I went back and I watched the last night's den, trying to figure out what. I ain't gonna lie, my curiosity killed me. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. No lie. I'm only human. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Hell, what the hell happened? I ain't never seen you, like that. And I'm like, what the hell? But watched it. I was like, okay, makes sense. But my point in saying all this here is this here, man. You said that you got to go and you won't be stopped. That to me is another thing about self-worth. Knowing what the hell you got to do and knowing that there's people out there that's going to try to bring you down.
Yeah.
You don't let it happen. You keep it moving.
Yeah.
Now, I have seen myself, people talking shit to each other in the chat, calling on the lines, saying this and that to each other and stuff like that. And me personally, I would have had to put a stop to it. That's just me.
Yeah.
But you do things the way you do it. Mm-hmm. And I've told you this before, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it publicly. That's the word I was looking for. Publicly. So I am your number one fan. Ever since I started watching you, and you invited me onto your thing, this here to me is the best thing on YouTube. I pray. Nobody else has a show like this. And I know now people are going to start copying because that's what people do.
Yeah.
But just like they copy our chop and screw and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just thought I used that as an example.
Yeah, you already know.
Because, I'm in Colorado. I hear it all the time. Like, really? But anyway, yeah. Anyway, people are going to start copying. I'm telling you that right now. So I tell you this here, man, keep doing what you're doing. You know your self-worth. You know your self-value. Like you just said, you was with the little one, went to a game. You told me you were doing some things earlier. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put it out there what you told me, but you said you were doing some things earlier, family time, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I be saying all the time. That's exactly what I said earlier. I said my self-worth is knowing that my little girl is taken care of. Mm-hmm. Knowing that my wife is taken care of. She don't have to stress and worry. She knows I have her back, things like that. That's my self-worth. It's my family. And I know everybody's self-worth is different, but I'm just saying I applaud you, how you handle things, how you was cool with that. I just had to say that publicly. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
No, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And my thing is, look, and it's like I say, it's not that I felt bad. It was more so, I won't say I was questioning my integrity, but I was just questioning my whole thought process with this thing. I'm always breaking up, phlegm all in my throat. But just because, like I say, I'm not a person that I truly believe in free speech. I truly, truly do believe in that I feel like people should be allowed to express themselves in the manner that they see fit. If it's, I see people talking about they like to cuss. Hey, if you profane and you want to, use vulgarities, use it. If you, polite, you want to discuss something, you conservative, you liberal, you whatever it may be. I'm not going to silence somebody because I disagree or I think, this, that, or the third. And so the accusations that I'm doing this or I'm doing that, that's what just, I think, bothered me more so because somebody, like you said, and then somebody else had hit, maybe I think it was a message in the chat or no, actually Josh, when he called in and he said, I've never seen you get like that. Josh been fucking with it for a while. Josh been fucking with the Dan and the sauce for a long time. You've been fucking with the Dan and the sauce for a long time. And see, there's even people in the sauce that annoy the shit out of me. I ain't gonna say who, but and it's just like, y'all know my demeanor, I would think at this point, and I feel like I'm genuine. I mean, I can't be any other way, and I don't feel like I'm some, people say, oh, YouTube personality and all this other stuff. It's not. I never get the feeling like, oh, this is all about me, and that's why I say I think the conversation is a little different because I genuinely care about how y'all feel, what y'all think. It helps me get an understanding. Like all these things are very important to me. And so just the way that the whole situation was approached and what was being said, it was concerning. And, and I do a lot of self-evaluation. I'm just like, was I right? Was I wrong? I look at the general consensus of the people and how they felt and what they were saying. And, and I just had to do what was best for the whole community, man. Because like I said, I don't look at this as a channel. I look at this as a community where we get to discuss. You need communities to where people can discuss things, can share their thoughts. So You know what I'm saying? It's taking a minute. Not as slow. The pistachios is just digital den currency. So it's just to play some of the little games when you use the like the little commands like exclamation point pimp or exclamation point love me, all that stuff. So the pistachios, they mean something, but they don't mean too much. But my thing is this, man. This your first live. That's what I was wondering. Yes, I was like, did I see that name before? Or is that? I'm like, I had to make sure. But thank you. And I'm glad you joined us, Yasmin. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. And like I said, I think that as a whole, even though we disagree, a lot of us may disagree on certain, that I feel like not just me, but I think the whole community, the DN community, is very welcoming. But when you come in here feeling like entitled or some other type of sense of expectation, and you're just trying to bend everything in your favor, I think that's where it gets odd, it gets awkward. Something I was thinking about though, and this is something I've been pondering, myself. I'm mad at this bitch. I've been looking for the shit. I saw 335 with that comment about the lighter. I had another lighter around here somewhere. That's what I've been digging in the drawers for. It was right there in my fucking face. Something I've been pondering. Like the lives, they get treated a certain way, but I've been wondering about maybe doing, because I know some people say, oh, it's kind of late. It's kind of hard to catch the DN live, and I've been considering maybe trying to do a live, maybe earlier in the day also for other folks. I'm not quite sure yet, but that's something I've been thinking about implementing. I've talked to y'all. I've been trying to work on some, changing up the look a little bit and some other things. But I would like to know y'all's opinion on that. Do y'all think? The evening dens will not change. They will always be the evening dens. The den at 10 is a thing. But I would like to know the chat's opinion on should I do, more early streams. I'm gonna do more videos. Like I said, I'm just having some issues with my video editing software. Like the previews are not showing up, and so it when I put certain little graphics and things on there, it's hard to tell where they are. And so I'm gonna spend most of tomorrow just getting everything finalized and in line, and just kind of have a template to where I can do shit a little bit easier. But I just want to know your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Say live during the day, more exposure. Okay, because that one, I know I did that one earlier, kind of after that Malia news, and I may do maybe more news oriented direct videos during the day, something like that. That might be something. But it's something to check out. But and like I said, I appreciate everything you said. But like I said, I don't even look at it as just me. I look at it as for the people, man. Because the people need a voice, and somebody who's willing to listen. And I think that's the approach that I try to take with it. I'm gonna spill my thoughts, and I want to hear what people, and I genuinely do care. And if the other people emulate, hopefully they come with it with the right intentions. Because to me, I'll tell y'all, it's about views, it's about growth on YouTube. I can't lie and say it's not, because ultimately that's your goal, to be able to reach more people. But it's about really coming from the heart and caring. It'd be times I catch myself being offline, and even though I'm handling my business throughout the day, I'll think about something somebody said, or I'll think about something somebody may have shared with me, just something they're going through, and hey, I hope everything is going well for them. I hope that situation works out. I hope somebody going looking for a new job. I hope they get that job. I hope all this. And so I truly feel like it's genuine love and concern, on my behalf, and that's what I try to exude. I'm gonna talk a little bit of shit, and sometimes they may see me in the comment section, but when somebody come at me in the comment section on the videos on just some dumb shit, it's the ignorance. Like when somebody, oh, this video is too long, why'd you make it? Then why the fuck you click on I have a low tolerance for ignorance. If you got a genuine question, if you got some, I'll get on your ass on some dumb shit. But for the most part, if we just exchanging and, we gonna have a good time, and I know, we gonna keep it cool. But sometimes, it's some nonsense, but for the most part, I try to let adults be adults and handle and solve and resolve their problems. I'm not trying to play teacher. I'm not trying to play, HR and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Now, if it's a problem, yeah, it definitely does need to be addressed. And I'll try to generally address it offline and away from everybody, because I think that's the best way to do certain things. That's how I handle my business in real life. If I got a problem with somebody, I'm going to pull them to the side and say, hey, look, man, it's something we need to discuss. I ain't trying to air you out in front of everybody. I ain't trying to make a scene and do all this and embarrass you. I'm going to pull you to the side and say, hey, man, I don't like what you just did, or hey, I'm not, that's the way I handle stuff, because I want people to know I'm serious. It ain't about making no fucking scene for me. It's about making sure we have clarity and understanding. And so, like I said, when I thought about it last night, people just say, "Man, I ain't never seen you with that demeanor." Even in the chat last night, I ain't never seen Honcho get mad like that. And it wasn't even that I was mad; it was just that I was more annoyed, you know, maybe more so at the lack of comprehension because I was trying to do my damnedest to make sure that the message came across. This is what this was. This is what this was. This was your participation in the event. This is the result of your participation. But when it's always and don't want to listen, and no, I didn't do it, and it's clear as day as the evidence is there that you did that stuff. It's just like, look, man. All right. Well, since you ain't willing to cooperate, okay. Well, this is how we gonna handle it. And that's just it, man. And that's really all it is. But
That's why I say I don't know how old that person is, but we see that a lot, and I'm not saying that it's that person only, but we see that a lot these days. People don't know how to take criticism, whether it's good or bad. People don't know how to just say, this person's been an asshole. I ain't finna listen to him. I'm gonna ignore him. Cause like I said before, man, like I said, when I first started doing this, people was talking shit about me, calling me, what's that rapper name? Tech Nine. People calling me Tech Nine and shit.
yeah, I remember that.
That pissed me off, but I didn't show it. I didn't, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At first, I didn't know who he was. Then I go and look him up. I'm like, man, what the fuck? But, then, Jay Dizzle come in and mess with me all the time. I don't get upset.
Yeah.
I started messing with him back.
Yeah.
It's just how it go. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it goes. That's what I teach my daughter. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I know she's a kid, so she's gonna have those moments. But don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because once you show that weakness, people are gonna get you, and then people are gonna look at you in a different way, and you're not gonna like it. Excuse me. Excuse me. So the only thing I say is this here, man. And I don't want to stay on it too much longer. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say this here. Oh, what the hell, D-Love, man?
If they gonna bring, if you bring it back up, people go, man.
I did set myself up for that one. I did, yeah. But I'm gonna say it like this here, man. I'm gonna get off that topic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to tell you what to do or anything, but me personally, I just look at it like this here. At the end of the day, we all have to share this world. We all gonna go count some things that we just gonna think is all fucked up and stuff. We all gonna count some things where people, we feel like we've been insulted personally, things like that. I mean, for example, if you watch the cartoon Family Guy,
Yeah.
Oh man, they be crossing the line on a lot of shit that they do and say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But that show has been on the air for years,
Mm-hmm.
so apparently nothing has happened. Now, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of situations that, like for example, with that old man being a pedophile.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We find it funny,
Mm-hmm.
but we sit here pissed off at R. Kelly.
Yeah.
What I'm basically saying is, we're gonna find a lot of stuff is gonna be offensive, gonna piss us off, but it's up to you as a person on how to control your emotions, how do you control your anger, what to direct your anger, things like that. Because with that saying, people in the chat and your moderators was doing this and doing that. Them are some grown ass people. You're not responsible for what other people say and do.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be. You can't be. I can say right now, I think that person or this person or person over there is a piece of dog shit. You're not responsible for what I just said.
Exactly.
I am. I'm responsible for what I say and do. So to come at you like that, I thought that was just wrong. I'm just giving my personal opinion on it. I thought that was wrong. You can't attack somebody for what somebody else is doing. That's just how I see it. But at the end of the day, man, like I said before, you keep doing your thing. All I'm gonna say is that you do. I'm sitting here wondering why D Love is attacking me now. You see what I'm talking about? That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I synced it. I synced it.
You know what I'm saying? I actually find it funny. But you see what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't let words hurt you like that, especially as an adult.
Yeah.
I can understand kids and teenagers because they're evolving. It's going to take time. But you're a grown adult. You can't let that get you. But anyway, I'm going to get off that, man. I just want to say that one last thing. I just appreciate you having a show like this, man.
Thank you for being able to join me, man. So we'll go about maybe about 15 more minutes and stuff. You know, we won't keep you too late tonight. Yeah, y'all let me know. But if y'all want a mixer action tonight, what you
Yeah,
got?
that's you asked. I'm sorry. Me personally, I think a live show, even though I probably won't be able to catch it most of the time, but I think a live show during the day would be beneficiary. Can't even talk straight. But I think it would benefit if it goes some people. So because everybody's situation is different. Like I work night, so I don't catch a lot of the DNs. I have to let you know when I'm available to do one, things like that. So you know, it depends on your audience, or things like that. So, but me personally, I think it's a good idea.
Okay, okay. I'm definitely considering it. You know, um, and so that's what I look forward to then. Well, thank you, Miss Shannon, and I look forward to you joining us. You know, yeah, I mean it is. You know, I wonder if you could tell people who's about AI dilate. It's fine. We have a meet and greet. Y'all can roast me. Hey, look, and I'm looking forward to the meet and greet. Again, for those of y'all that don't know, we will be doing Vegas in November. I'm gonna get the information. Look, I've been slacking because I've been kind of busy during the day, and I've been working with the little one on some stuff, and then I'm gonna get all the information that we need Monday, and then once we get it all together, as far as group rates on the hotels and everything. But like I say, it's about knowing who all is a definite. Right now, I think the list is about 14, 15 folks. And so, again, I don't think, not too many people know each other personally, so I'm not assuming that anybody's going to be rooming together. And so, I'm going to look at the rate for about 14 rooms to see what kind of number we can get on that. Well, 335, you ain't lying. Yeah, but yeah, we got a minus one from that. But so I'm gonna get all that information together, and just kind of see how it goes, man. And I know, like I say, as far as coming up with some events, some things to do, I think that it would be it'll be a cool deal to all be able to link up. That's fine. I mean, I don't own Vegas, I can't do nothing about that. People they can do whatever they want to. You know what I'm saying? Look, but I'm telling y'all, I tell y'all a lot. Don't always get the YouTube Honcho, twisted. Because I'm a real individual in real life, and I tell you, I don't take a lot of stuff personally. Internet stuff or whatever, all that nonsense. Look, we talk about it in the actual physical real world. Hey, shit can go a whole lot different real fast. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. But I don't approach stuff with that mind state. You know what I'm saying? That's not how I'm saying. But I mean, if I have a code of conduct, you know what I'm saying? I have a certain level of respect that I expect. And we can do all of that, and it's fun. It's fun and games. But then there's a certain level of, hey, okay, pump your brakes. And then once you want to disrespect the stop sign, you want to California stop through the stop sign after I'm told you to pump your brakes. Well, we'll go from there. So, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. And I ain't necessarily tripping on none of it. And I meant to do this earlier. I guess I could commend this for a little temporary love. My thing is this, man. My thing is this. I fuck with y'all, man. And I just, it's good to see people from all over. Because I'm gonna tell you, look, when the den started, Super Sausage Party, mainly everybody from the city, Houston, and it's branched out a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's branched out into a variety of folks, a variety of backgrounds, and I love it, man. I look forward every evening to chopping it up with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I look forward every evening to just having a conversation, knowing how y'all's day went, just whatever it may be. Like, I genuinely appreciate y'all. Like, subs is such a weird word to me, you know what I mean? And I use it, I guess, when I have to, but I try not to. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't necessarily look at it as subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I look at it as maybe more conversation, more individuals. Like, I try to see folks as people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I'm not so infatuated with the number, because you can go get a bunch of fake fucking subscribers, and that don't mean that the number will look great. But it's about building genuinely, the integrity and consistency that makes it shake. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. But outside of that, man, like I say, it just is what it is. But like I say, it's just, cause I remember I used to think, man, if the D and girl, I don't know, man, we a little wild in here sometimes. This conversation may steer somebody up, but I've just come to realize there's plenty of crazy people in this country just like us. So we all got a little bit of degenerate in us. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Anything else you got on your mind there, man, up that you just may want to discuss while we got a few minutes to chop it up? Anything else that was on your thought? Oh, yeah, I was just saying that if y'all want to mix tonight, I'll do some Mixer love. I'll take a little bit of a break after the stream, maybe about 15 minutes, and then I'll get on Mixer tonight, and we just chop it up on Mixer. I'll fuck with something. I don't know. Probably the Assassin's Creed, most likely. But,
Hey, I got one more thing to say, man. I appreciate everybody, man, for calling in. Y'all, y'all just don't know, man. I watch this show a lot in my spare time. So, man, yeah, it's cool, man. Like I said, man, people tease me all the time. Hey, my wife pulls my beard all the time. My daughter does too. We call me the goddamn Billy Goat. So, yeah, if it coming from my own family, you know what I'm saying? It don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? It don't bother me. As long as you ain't calling me no physical harm, I don't really, or messing with my family, I don't really care.
Exactly.
But anyway, that's just how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I laugh and joke and talk shit right back. It is what it is. So, oh yeah, Honcho, that's what I want to tell you, man. My beard growing. I'm finna get those dreadlocks, man.
I'm envious. I'm looking over here with envy. I'm like, all I can get this little piece of shit patch. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad. I'm just like, how I get that? How can I steal that goatee from band up? How can I get me some of that right there, man? I need a little bit of that action. Just about maybe an extra. Just a little bit, maybe just double up on what I got. I'd be cool. Nah, but yeah, see.
Nah, but I want to say, man, I appreciate you having me on. I say that all the time, and I know it sounds repetitive. I know it does, but I really do, really, really appreciate it. I'm glad people call in and express their thoughts, how they feel about everything. Uh, uh, about past things, about things that going on in their life, things they seen, and they just want to talk about it. Whatever. Sometimes, you just need to vent to release that pressure off of you, and sometimes, you'll be okay. So with all that being said, I really do think that this show does help people, because sometimes you just need to vent your frustration, vent what you've been through, have a laugh or two, and sometimes your emotions, not your emotions, your ill will feeling away. I really do think that, this is a good thing. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for coming on, man. This has always been fun. I love listening to people as well. Sometimes I think I'll be like, what the hell? Then sometimes I'll be agreeing. It is what it is. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's how we all feel. But, like you, I do like to hear what other people have to say about certain things. It ain't just what I think. Because sometimes what I think, I know is boring. So I like to hear what other people have to say too sometimes. Yeah. But, man, I appreciate this, man.
Yeah. And like I said, I always appreciate you coming on, because it's always good to have, another voice, especially live, to just exchange with, and I know that, like I say, people, I get to talk, and sometimes we run, they be like, God damn it, Honcho, shut up and open the damn line or some shit, But my thing is, it's always good to be able to have that exchange. I think the people enjoy it. I know the people enjoy it. There's no thinking. But well, look, it's his birthday, Cartier. I get grant him a little birthday gift. Josh been rocking with it for a minute. What the Marquis over there talking about? But like I say, man, we have fun, and like I say, it is. Somebody said a while back, it's like a family. It's like an extended family, and sometimes you can't. There's certain things you can't even talk with your family about it. A lot of people talk about that these days. When you have certain, especially if you have different beliefs that that may not be traditionally within that family circle of yours, that you can't always speak on it. So it's good to have a place to expel those thoughts. It's good to have a place to where you can express how you truly feel about what's going on in society today, what's going on within you personally, your past experiences. Sometimes it can be tough, man, sharing stuff with people you may have even known for a long, long time. It may be things about you that they don't know that you want to express. And so I don't see an issue with it, man. I just appreciate y'all, man.
Yep.
Let me see. Let me see. We covered a few things. We talked about a little bit about Arnold. We talked about the teacher. You know, we talked early on. We talked about teachers and things. We talked about self-worth. I'm trying to see. Look, we got about. I'm trying to get about what about. We got about three and a half more minutes. You know, we ain't talked about Heidi. Now, see, let's see. This is what I figured out. Heidi is the one that threw the other individual under the bus, and it started downhill from that. So that we got off Heidi and we started. Now I won't say attacking, then they'll say we were attacking, but you know, things. The attention turned to another foreigner, and then it. Nah, you know. Yeah, you can always steal them. You know, if you use the steal command, you can steal some nuts. you can pimp somebody for some nuts. You know, it's a risk. You might not always win, but hey, it's a 50-50 chance. When you get blocked, I think you can't participate in the chat. I think you can still watch videos and stuff. But I think you just can't participate in the conversation. And then I think when you get timed out, it's just a temporary block where you can't participate in the chat, and then you can come back and you know, speak your mind. And after you get blocked, you have to come back into the chat and cuss everybody out for blocking you, and get blocked again. You know, because like I say, man, my whole deal is I've never my big issue with blocking, as long as you don't spam, I'm not really tripping. You know what I'm saying? But if you start spamming some shit, then you know, chill out. That's my deal, because then it just fucks up the chat for everybody else. But as long as you expressing your honest opinions, your honest thoughts, man, hey man, do what you do, man. Do what you do. And so I'm not tripping on that. And that's the thing. So yeah, it was official on the block. Like that's that, because it was almost uncomfortable from day one. You know, it was just strange behaviors, and then you know, I want to say like maybe like one of the first calls was like, is this a black channel? Like, no, this is everybody channel. You know, this is everybody. It's not a black channel. It's a everybody channel. You know what I'm saying? Because you this is black and it's because you're black. You said it yesterday, and then you know, oh, it's because I'm white. It's because I'm white. Well, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's how it flies in Canada, but if you were down here in the U.S., you would be looked at as probably a Mexican or some type of Hispanic, because that's just what it is. And I know I call every Hispanic Mexicans. Look, don't take it personally. I love Mexicans. Like my best friends throughout history have primarily been Mexican. You know, so like when I say certain shit, y'all, it's just Dan humor. Don't take any of that shit personal. And don't take, and that's the thing too. Don't take nothing I say. It's all fun, and y'all will know when I'm serious about a topic, and y'all will know when I'm cracking jokes about shit. I don't take too much too serious. But I was thinking about something. You know.
Hold on. I gotta say this because Heidi just cracked me the hell up. I'm sorry to cut you off. I gotta say this. Did you read what she just put in there?
About King? Say,
Yeah.
Block like hey man, you know what I'm saying? Defensive player of the year, man. What you talk about? You know, got to do it like David Robinson. You know.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But my thing is, it's permanent, man. Because, like I say, me, I wasn't tripping, but it was making everybody else. It was adjusting the culture of the chat. Everybody was you know, basically uncomfortable or feeling, you know, it was just adjusting shit. And so it's not what we're trying to do here. You know, when one person is just impacting everything in a negative fashion, then it's no bueno. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like exactly. Only you know, cause y'all know me, I'd be leaning, I'd be just chilling, I'd just be kind of, you know, relaxed in the seat. But then, you know, when I got to position myself, hold on, let me let me make sure, you know, the posture is proper to make sure I express it. Because like when I say I need to be understood, when I say I need clarification, I mean I need to be understood. Like that's one thing I'm super serious about. Like if I say, hey, I need understanding, if I say that, well, then we got to have understanding, or we're gonna come to a resolution real quick about something one way or another. You know what I mean? But yeah, something I was thinking about, and I'm thinking I might start changing the style. But not just yet. I enjoy my relaxed, you know, t-shirt vibe. But I think I may start switching up. But I still got a little bit of weight to lose. I got because it don't look button up shirts don't look too good when you got too much of a little pudge in the front. It ain't too bad now. It's getting down. But when I get closer to my goal, I think I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think I might do the grown man style occasionally. You know what I'm saying? I love my t-shirts. I like being comfortable and being relaxed. But every now and then I might switch it up on y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know, just look, I can jump fly when necessary. I just said, you know, it is what it is. But wear a tank top. Y'all gonna be like, this nigga wearing a bra. What is going on? I said, what is that? You get that tank top from Victoria's Secret? What's going on? Y'all gonna be talking bad about me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do all that. You know, my thing is this though. You know what I'm saying? Look, be careful, Josh. You know the wrench only temporary, babe. if she get on you, if she end up getting on you, hey Jack, I can't look. You know, tomorrow's another day. DeMarkey, don't start DeMarkey. You know, but my thing is, like I said, I'm gonna switch it up every now and then. Shit, but why you bullshitting? I may need to start working. Y'all know this garage be hot. Look, ain't no central air in this bitch. Summertime is coming like a motherfucker. You know, sometimes it's not that far away. I can feel it. It's in the air. It'd be moist in this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? So. Whatever. It's all Gucci, babe. It's all Gucci. But here's the deal. This is where we go on New Rules Non-Shirt. Oh, no, that's for my premium Snapchat. Y'all have to sign up for my premium Snapchat. And then, you know, y'all get no shirt, Honcho. And we'll talk about, I told y'all, I talk to y'all just like, what's his name? Derek Jackson. I tell you all the shit you want to hear. I make you feel real good. I stimulate all your senses and your tinglies and feels. I'll tell you anything you want to hear. Just sign up for that Honcho Premium Snap. You know, a lifetime supply, whatever. Boys, you know, it is what it is. Look, I ain't got no Snapchat. I'm just talking shit. Who knows? Maybe one day. See, the thing about it is, one, you know what I'm saying, because like I said, I stay in an apartment complex, so I rent out the garage, so you know, like, but I use the garage to record and stuff, and then, you know, park the car in it when the weather's bad. But so it's not like a far from my apartment, but the fact is I can't, you know, there's really no way to exhaust the fucking AC, you know what I'm saying, without either probably cracking open the doors. I thought about getting one of those portable units, but I'd either have to crack open the fucking, you know, the garage. And you can already hear every time a car passed by and all that other shit. Or if I had a door open, you know, neighbors be loud on their phones and kids be goofing off. Motherfuckers be nosy. I'd hate to have to hurt somebody trying to be too nosy, peeking and, you know, seeing what I got going on. Motherfuckers be, you know what I'm saying, looking where they ain't supposed to be looking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you already know 335. But that might have been the only other time I got that same expression. But, you know, like I say, it's just so that's why I say the goal is honestly, because like I said, I'm going to be moving soon. And so the goal is to find a more suitable location. But like I say, as the channel grows, as things grow, it'll get there. So I'm not even worried about that. But right now my focus is improving the content, improving the frequency in which I post, and just bringing y'all better content, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'll be looking forward to it, man. Be looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, damn, yeah. Look, we were just playing the pimp game in the chat, trying to pimp me out and shit. Look, it ain't going on. Look, ain't nobody ain't nobody gonna send me back. They gonna want a refund. They gonna be like, look, this nigga wasn't what I thought it was. Look, hey, I need a. Can I get a half off discount? Can I get a Black Friday discount? You know what I'm saying? I want my money back. But I'm talking shit. I know my self-worth. Goddamn, if I'm gonna be out there on the strip, I'm high priced like a motherfucker. What you mean? Look, they can't afford my fee. You know what I'm saying? The dick ain't free, like Pimp C told y'all, man. Hey, look, you know, hey, you got to pay like you weigh. But yeah, man, we gonna get ready to slide up out of here. We gonna slide to the mixer, man. If y'all don't know about the mixer, for those of y'all who like gaming and shit, who like gaming and shit like that. The mixer is basically, it's kind of like Twitch. It's like a gaming platform for streaming your games and shit. But basically, I just get on the mixer, talk a little shit, chop it up with y'all fuck off on some gaming. So if you want to fuck with it, I'll put the link here in the description. I don't know, do I have it saved in the dilly dally? No, I don't got it on the dilly dally.
Look, I can see it.
Yeah, let me put it right here.
I probably,
I couldn't hear that, man. What you say?
I said I didn't see it in the description. I could always look in there, but
Okay,
unless I missed it, see it.
I'll put it on here in the chat so y'all can catch it. I think you gotta have like a little Microsoft account or whatever. I hear the music already. Man, but here's the deal, man. I fucks with y'all. I really do. I rock with y'all. I appreciate y'all. Man, I thank y'all, man, because like I say, time is the most valuable asset in the world. Money comes and goes, so do hoes and clothes. But time is the one thing you can never ever get back, man. And I thank y'all for spending time with your boy Man Up. I appreciate you coming through. Anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
I appreciate you once again. All right, we gotta do this again real soon. Thank everybody for joining. Thanks for everybody for participating in the chat. Making this real good. And one more thing, if y'all want to catch me on that Mortal Kombat 11, let's make it happen on the PlayStation.
Okay. PlayStation gang in the house. All right. I saw somebody in here talking about they was whooping ass on that Mortal Kombat 11. Who was that saying they was doing that, man? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Let me find out. I'm gonna have to check that out. There's the links to all the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, all that. Everything is at Den Show Live or Den Show Live at whatever platform it is, and Den Show Live at Gmail. But with that being said, I'm finna slide on the box. I'll catch y'all on the mixer in about 15 minutes. I'll be on there. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you. With that being said, hey, y'all the freshest, y'all the livest, y'all the best. Just I rock with y'all. Look, hey Jack, but y'all ain't got to go home. This ain't no permanent thing like last time. But y'all got to get the fuck up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Shout out to Man Up. Appreciate you joining me this evening, man. We out. Yeah, what y'all talking about? Y'all look, follow them links. Y'all see that shit. Y'all know what's going down.